What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pitch with Comrade Misty. I am Comrade Misty. Tonight, I'm very excited to welcome my good friend. He's an amazing activist, a fierce fighter for Medicare for All. He is Shareef Snugs. Shareef, it's good to see you, buddy. How's it going?
Oh my God, Missy, it's so good to see you too. I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, you are amazing. I know I tell you this, but Shareef is the guy who brought me into the March for Medicare for All. He did so knowing he was going to get backlash doing it. I warned him. And it was funny too, because I told him, I'm like, listen, dude, people are going to be mad that I'm involved with this. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, no, really, they're going to be mad. He's like, I know. And then the next day when they announced me, he DM'd me and he's like, man, you weren't kidding. I tried to warn you, dude. Did you think I was playing?
No, not at all. Not at all. I didn't think it was gonna be so bad though. It was like It went on for like 2 weeks. It was like relentless. Like, damn, how many enemies do you have?
Welcome to my world, my friend. People really like to hate me. It's really weird.
I see that.
Weird. Listen, I get it. I'm not for everybody. Like, I get that. But it's a lot of people expend a lot of energy hating me and like stalking my tweets and screenshotting. And it's like,
I don't understand that. Like,
important.
What happened? What happened to block? What happened to mute? What happened?
No, but they do that. No, they block me, but then they like get on their alt account to stalk my timeline to take screenshots, so then they can tweet about it behind my back without me seeing it. And that's what they do.
That's creepy. That's a lot.
It is.
A lot of time in your hands.
Yeah. Yes. They do have a lot of time on their hands. And again, I'm not that important. Like, I say it all the time, and I know it sounds like a joke, but it's legit. I'm just some chick in Ohio. Like, I have no power. I have no influence. I have no connections. Like, I'm just some chick who happens to have a webcam and opinions and some cool friends. And that's all it is.
And you're good at it. So there you go. That's why.
It's silly. It's silly. To me, it's silly. It feels really weird.
It really is weird. It really is. Did you get that security?
No, not yet. I'm still waffling on it because I am not a big fan of like camera systems, and maybe I should talk to Sleepy about it because he probably knows more about it than I do. I need somebody that I trust to like talk me through it because I don't trust, like, the whole surveillance thing freaks me out, and the fact that like hackers can even hack into your cameras, and I don't want people to be able to like spy on my family, and and again, I think that for people who don't know, it has been brought to my attention that some of the stalker squad, which is what I call the people who are I don't even know why, like, just really weirdly obsessed with me. They now have access to my home address, which is creepy. Like, it's, I don't like expect them to really do anything. I think it's most likely an intimidation thing. I'm not intimidated, but it is creepy to know that people have my home address. I have kids, so you know I have to be mindful of that. And anybody who's taking a Twitter beef that far, needs to.
There's a problem. And also too, that it might be some underlying issues that that you're addressing that's making them do that. I mean, no excuse, but even still, like, whatever you're saying that's getting people to get to the point where they're coming to your home, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you're a stronger person than me. I think I would probably quit activism and organizing if, people like found out where I live and, coming, and I feel my children are being in danger. I would be very scared to like continue.
Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable, but again, I don't really think that that's something that anybody would ever act on. I think most of these people are keyboard warriors, and all they do is just tweet. And I mean, seriously, all they do is tweet. Like, if you look at their timelines, it's just constant tweeting and bitching about either it's me or it's Fiorella or it's whoever. They live to hate. It's really bizarre to me. Like, they will hate watch my show, and I don't even have time to keep up with the shows that I like. There's a lot of really quality content right now that's going on. You got Fred Hampton Leftist and Slow News Day and Convo Couch and Nico and Frank Analysis, and there's all of this amazing stuff going on. And they're hate watching people so that they can like be mad in their group chats. It's like, what are you doing with your life?
It's weird too. Like, politics is all about like arguing your position. That's the point of politics. Yeah. Like, that's why we do it, because we believe in our position. We're advocating for it. If you don't like it, you don't have to. This is where my position is. So I don't understand like what is that doing for you? Okay, great. Let's say if like you suddenly agree. Okay, is that going to make your life better? That Misty agrees with your policy. Like, I don't understand like what people want from you or what they think they're going to get from this exchange.
I don't know. Well, there a lot of them are convinced that I'm some like red brown secret fascist who's trying to take over the left with some boogaloo boys or something, and it's so fucking ridiculous. The amount of shit that Magnus gets. Like, I get a lot of shit, but Magnus, like Savage Joy, you know her, she canceled her interview with him yesterday because everybody was like, "Oh no, he's a fascist, he's a Nazi." Magnus is not a fucking fascist. It's so ridiculous to me that this is a position people take. I have disagreements with Magnus. Absolutely. There's no question about it. He's not a fascist. He is extremely anti-war. He's extremely anti-imperialist. He's pro-Assange. He's pro-freedoms. He's pro-women. He's pro-LGBTQ. He is LGBTQ. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a fucking fascist. And the rhetoric that flies around that dude is just, I mean, I'm glad apparently she's having him on tonight, and I'm glad she changed her mind, because I was really disappointed that she made that choice. And I get that listen, I've taken a lot of shit for having Magnus on my show, for going on Magnus's show, for being, I consider Magnus to be a friend of mine. He's a good dude. He's to the left of most people who criticize him, period.
You know? Yeah, that's the thing. Once you get, the Boogaloo Boys have a terrible reputation. And so he describes himself as that. So automatically he's an enemy. He's evil.
If you look at it, like if you genuinely look at the Boogaloo Boy and the propaganda surrounding it, first of all, it's a very small, new, decentralized group. Are there going to be nefarious elements to it? Are there going to be people that are kind of, you know, shitheads? Of course, there are racists on the left. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are racists in the leftist movement. So, you know, it just seems really silly to like broadly paint a person with a brush when you have never, like, these people have never met him. They've never talked to him. They've never watched an interview with him. If you watch 5 minutes with Magnus, it's very clear he's not a Nazi.
Well, that's the thing people don't want to. People put people in boxes. And so once I put you in that box, you're not getting out. That's what you are.
Yeah, people love to do that. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating because I get really angry because there's so much labeling of people. I don't like labels. I say it jokingly all the time. I'm not box shaped. I don't want to be in your box. I don't like your box. I'm not a communist. I'm not an anarchist. I'm not a socialist. I'm not a thing. Like, I mean, I like to look at issue by issue. I'll work with just about anybody. You know, I hate all of the labeling stuff. It is like just destined to be divisive.
I'm beginning to learn, because, you know, I'm still relatively new to this, that there's a Twitter left and there's an offline left. Like, so people who are activism organizers who are in this space that's not social media heavy, they don't know a lot of stuff that's going on Twitter. You know, that's a whole separate thing, and I'm starting to learn that. And I didn't realize that
your audio is breaking up, Shareef. Oh, there, it just cleared up, I think. Hold on.
Okay, good.
Yep, there, you're good. You're good.
Okay, good. So I don't really think the beef you're getting is like the real left. I think it's just Twitter.
I mean,
people don't realize how small Twitter actually is.
No, for sure.
It's a tiny chunk of
the universe. Tiny chunk, and a lot of these people are. And listen, I'm not like, don't come for me. I'm not like trashing people who read theory. I've read theory. It's fine. But a lot of these people are so wedded to, you know, their theory. And like, if you even like, they won't even entertain having a conversation with somebody who like is guilty of wrongthink in their opinion. And you're not ever going to win that way. It's just so self-isolating. And it's so, I mean, it's kind of cultish. It's weird. Like it's
extremely cultish, because like they're basically saying that you're not allowed to actually become a better person. Like part of the life and just experience in life in general is like growing and learning. And if that person gets to a better position that we as society says a better position, we should welcome that. We should not tear that person down. How dare you? We've all been there.
Yeah, well, in theory is great, but I mean, you also have to like practical like life experience and like how you apply that to like everyday experiences. And it's not just like lecturing people. They have no idea how off-putting they are. They people have they have no desire to join up with that kind of a crowd where it's like very smug and arrogant, and you know, it's just,
I mean, I'm never gonna read theory because of these fuckers,
right?
Straight up. Never. I'm never going to. I don't care if I agree with them. If I hear one more motherfucker respond to me with read theory,
Yeah. Read a book. Oh
Read a
God,
book.
it's
sorry.
so.
If it makes me turn into a condescending piece of shit, I don't think I want to read
That's
that.
what it is. It's
It
condescending.
is
Oh,
condescending, but it's also too. It's everyone. We're very elitist in this country, so we always have to like. Well, I have this book. I have this knowledge. I went to this university. I went to this school. I have this job. I have this income. That makes me better than you.
yeah. They even do that with activism.
Right?
And
They do. Oh, I get
yeah.
that.
Well, what have you done? What have you organized? And I'm like, really, bitch?
I'm telling you, Missy, a lot of orgs, a lot of different groups didn't want to work with the March for Medicare for All because we didn't have no skin in the game. It was like, we don't care if you're fighting for healthcare. You don't have experience. You just new to this. I'm gonna pass.
We can't use you for clout. Like that's what it is. Clout.
Right.
Like we want to be able to like leech off of your name and get some clout off of this. It's so
Right.
gross. Like I have no desire for that environment. I just don't. To me there's no place for that in a movement, in activism and organizing. Like I'm a very like kind of just whatever we have to do to get shit done, let's do it. Like I don't have time for snobbery and all that
I wish
shit.
there was more people like you, Missy, seriously, because most people, even in the space, are very much like that. Unfortunately, this is why things don't get done. If you want to know the real reason why things don't get done on the left, that's one of them. It's not. It's not all the reason. It's just one of the reasons. It's because people want to work with people who have name recognition, who have name value, who have done something before. Oh, now we do. Now we have some skin in the game, so we are the March Maker are reaching out to other folks. But again, that's due to the fact that, you have 56 marches. Okay, now I can take you seriously. You know what I mean? Before that, it was like, I don't know who you are and why should I work with you?
Yeah. And a lot of people also don't want to work with those who they disagree with.
No, agreed.
That's terrible.
That's the second, I would say probably the second biggest reason. I don't think and a lot of people are going to hate me. The left is not ready. We're not battle tested. We're not ready for war. We're going to lose. And people are going to call me negative, and I'm not. If you got people on your side that agrees with your position, and that's the position you're fighting for, forget the fact that that person has a other position you don't agree with. I'm a Medicare for All advocate. If someone, is pro-gun, I use this example. I'm not going to fight that person on pro-gun at that moment because I'm pushing Medicare for All right now.
Right.
If I'm going to fight a pro-gun issue, then that person is no longer my friend anymore. He's my enemy for that position because I need that ally. I need that person to help me get Medicare for All. And the problem with the left is they don't think that way. No. If you don't align with this whole litmus test of all the different things that I like, we can't work together. That's it.
That's what I said. I'm like, do they want me to have like a questionnaire where I like ask your opinion about every single issue? And if you are guilty of wrongthink, or if I disagree with you on one thing, then we can't work together on anything. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever fucking heard of. We're never going to get anything accomplished. Seriously. Never. Like I'm convinced that the left is never like in this, like right now we're fucking doomed. We are fucking doomed. You can call me a negative Nancy. I'm a fucking negative Nancy.
Nancy, me too. I mean I'm going to keep trying. I'm not going to go out. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep going out there and see if I can get people healthcare. But I mean, if we keep going this road, I might quit in the future because
I don't know how long I've got in me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how long I can put up with the bullshit. It's just bullshit. It's infantile bullshit. It's so dumb. Like, I get it. You don't like, Boogaloo Boys or whatever, but if they're willing to come to a march and march for Medicare for All, if they're willing to get in the streets and put their body in between cops and Black Lives Matter protesters, then I'm okay with them for that moment. I'm okay. Like we can fight about stuff later. I'm cool with that. Like I said, Magnus is a Boogaloo boy. I have disagreements with Magnus, but I also have a lot of things I agree on with Magnus, and he's passionate and he's willing to fight. And that's the kind of people I want by my side. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
agree.
These are things that I want to get done. Like I'm passionate about these things. I legitimately want better things. And that means I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And if that means organizing with people I don't maybe like on a personal level, that's fine. I don't have to go to dinner with them. Jesus.
Right. We don't have to be friends. That's not. And I think that's the problem with the left. The left is trying to make friends. They're not trying to do business with someone. And I think that's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they're not, when I go to work, my coworkers are not my friends. I'm just there to do a job. I clock in, clock out, and that's it. Some of them I might be friends with them, but not all of them. And the left is very much the opposite. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in the going to work kind of mentality. I'm going to work. Let's get this done and then clock out. They have to be friends. They have to be in bed with that person in order for them to fight on a particular issue. And that's why we lose, is because we don't do what Republicans do. Republicans don't care. They're going to fight for that whatever issue they want. They're fighting for. They're not going to worry about a litmus test. They're going to get it done.
No, and they'll stick together. They stick together, even if they hate each other. Like, there are segments of the right that hate each other, but when it comes down to like a thing that they want to get done, they don't give a shit. They'll just fucking fight. They don't care. And they're there to win. And that's, I mean, we have to have that kind of ruthless mentality and that willingness to get together and to get shit done. Either you want to get shit done or you don't. Because I've said this before. I think these people just want to like sit in their safe space and feel smugly superior to everybody else with their theory, and not worry about getting anything done. That's not my. I'm not into that.
I'm not about that.
No.
Yeah, in regards to even activism, I'm trying to even reach out to those kind of folks who do have that kind of mentality. I mean, they're few and far between, but I am trying to reach out to those folks and see like who can I align with, who can I help push the Medicare for All fight. I think we really need escalation. We really need to go further than what we are doing now. We do a lot. So far that I've been in this fight, I've only seen people do marches. I've seen rallies. I see demonstrations. I see die-ins. But I think we need to go further than that. I think we need to do actions.
We need disruption.
Yes, we need disruptors. We need disruption that's going to get a police attention. I'm not advocating for people to get arrested, but I am advocating for doing things that will get the establishment to pay attention to you.
But if we got to get arrested, that's okay too.
No, that's okay too.
That's okay too.
I did an action earlier this year before the march where I was in DC and I was on jail support, and we did an arrest resist action where that I was responsible. If someone were detained, I would take their personal belongings so I can call their family, I can call their friends, I can call their workers, whatever it is. And this was an action that we knew that law enforcement would get involved. So we was training for that. And so we was this was a group that I was working with for immigrant rights. And so a few people got detained. The cool thing is that we was able to get everyone out of jail. So like no one had to stay long and no one had to be overnight, anything like that. So that was good. But in regards to healthcare, we need that kind of energy. We need that kind of energy where we're going to do a arrest resist action. We're going to do something that law enforcement may or may not show up, but if they do, we're ready for that. And that is going to cause a disruption. That is going to cause a problem because right now we don't really have a big noise from the establishment. The establishment isn't like
they don't care.
They don't care. They're not looking at us and saying, "Hey, these people are getting out of hand. Maybe we should talk to them."
No,
it's not. We're not there yet. Sure, we had Cori Bush show up and for the march. Sure, we had Jamil Jayapal make a statement, but that's not enough. No. We need something where they're saying, "Listen, we hear you. Let's talk." When we get to that point, then we can go. Then we can say whether or not we're making a splash. And from my opinion, we're not. We need to apply more pressure. We need to get to a point where we do an disruption where they're saying, "I need to talk to whoever because this is becoming a problem. This is getting out of hand. Whatever we're doing." So that's the next step for me is getting more action that are, for lack of a better word, arrestable, where law enforcement will go there. They were going to take that next step.
Well, not only will that cause a disruption, but that will also, it's hard for the media to ignore an action where multiple people are getting arrested.
Yes.
And so that gets coverage, which gets it into the public sphere. And again, like, I know that I just want to clarify because I get shit on for this too. You're not shitting on marches or rallies or any of that stuff. I think all of those things, we do marches and rallies for Action for Assange. I think that that's a great space to build community, to bring people together for a common cause, to meet people, to, network and to figure out who your base is and all of that stuff. Marches, rallies, all of those things are great. But we do need to move beyond that. And we've been talking about that at Action for Assange for a long time too. So we are 100% in agreement there.
We do. Yeah. And I agree with you because I was speaking to people was asking me, why do you have marches? Why do you have rallies? Because that does bring community. That does bring people together. And funny enough, in DC on the 24th, I was talking to people about their healthcare stories. People was coming there to share, their experience, why they're in this fight, why they're doing it, because people are not meant to be in isolation. We need that solidarity. We're very communicative people in general. So that's what they're going there for. They're going there to see who else can listen to their problems because no one else is listening to them. So they need to feel that sense of community. They need to feel that sense of belonging. And that grows the movement. That's really important. That's why you have a march. That's why you have a rally. You need that. I mean, we did the Rich and Neil action. We had like about 15 people or so that showed up, and I think that's a success. We have people with bullhorns and with the whole shebang, and I was really happy about that. And we showed up to his house. We dropped a letter, let him know that, listen, we're coming back. Listen, we want you to put this to the floor. You know, Rich and Neil is head of the Ways and Means committee, and we want to apply more pressure to these people. You know, we're going to reach out to different politicians that we feel that you need to address this issue that you're not addressing. And I think we need to go to more politicians' homes. We need to go to politicians' offices, and we need to apply more pressure. And we need to do things that is going to cause a major disruption because we're never going to get it unless we do that.
Frankly, I think it's really going to take a disruption of capital. I think the only thing they care about is their money. And so we need to figure out ways that we can influence the stream of capital in whatever issue it is that we're fighting for.
We do need to go after big pharma. We do have to figure out how do we attack pharmaceutical companies. We need to have to figure out how we're going to reach lobbyists, how we're going to approach them. If we can figure out a way where we stop that money stream, I think that would do the trick.
I've had for the longest time, and Australia, there's been talk of them doing this. And this is not necessarily something that will work for Medicare for All, but it might just in general work. If we could shut down trucking in this country.
No, I agree. It's funny you said it because I think the last time I was on Facts on the Ground with you and Jesse, I was saying a general strike. That's what more or less I'm thinking about too, because I really feel we can stop trucking. And I think we just pick and target an industry. And I think trucking was a really good industry to target. We can do it. I think we can
trucking or the airline industry.
Or the airline,
one of the two. That would shut the country down, dude.
Absolutely. I was talking to a buddy about this too. I shit you not. We was talking about the airline as well. We was mentioning that. And I think you're right. And then it's funny enough, we're ready for it. The problem is that we're not trained for it.
Right.
So there's a big difference.
We need a mutual aid network built up too, so that to convince the truckers or the airline employees to strike, we need to ensure them that we can take care of them, that we've got them.
And we need community folk. We need community involved. Like I think that if you're going to do a general strike, if you're going to do any form of like that kind of large scale protest, you need the community involved because those strikers need to be felt protected.
Yes.
You know, you need a giant swell of community backing them up. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It really is not. I can't imagine a successful strike without a community focus. I can't see that.
And I mean, in this country, just convincing somebody to strike is incredibly difficult because their healthcare is tied to their job. Right. And so how am I going to take my kid to the doctor? How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to feed my kids? Like Compton CJ from Fred Hampton Leftist just put out a tweet that he's trying to organize a general strike, like a 3-day event where we like brainstorm and like we get like the top minds in these things, whether it's mutual aid or what community organizing. I know unions can't get involved technically because they're not allowed to publicly support strikes like that. But I mean, if we can like just show up and show them that we're going to have their backs when something like that happens, I think that we could, I mean, that's really what it's going to take is we're going to need to convince them that we've got them. Like
no, for sure. I'm gonna reach out to the Fred Hampton leftists too because I have some really good ideas about a general strike.
I'll get you into the DM. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Like Jay started a group DM. I'll get you into that because you would be like a serious like benefit to having that group. I mean,
because I have some good ideas for a general strike, and that I think will definitely work because we're ready for it. It's just that we need to be trained. Even with the rest risk actions, I'm reaching out to other activists and organizers who have a lot more experience than I do, who've done arrest risk actions before. That I want them to do some training with a lot of folks who do want to, for lack of better words, be an arrestee. There are like when for a lot of these demonstrations, I'm pretty sure there are people who their whole job is to be at these protests just to get arrested. Just because just in case that happens, because they know they're doing an action that could be the case. So, a lot of times people think that, oh my God, someone got arrested. Like a lot of those folks are trained. They know that's going to happen.
A lot of the times those people are going there because they want to get arrested. Like that's the plan.
That's the plan. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Because you need the disruption. You need to you need to move the conversation. A letter's not going to do it. A phone call is not going to do it. Showing up to the office, knocking on the door, saying, hey, let's talk about this issue. You need a disruption. You need something really massive for them to care. Yes. And unfortunately, getting arrested, is the answer.
It's an answer. It's for sure. It's something that we can do. And like I said, a mass arrest, not only does that like cause a scene, but it brings the media like that. The media can't ignore it if hundreds of people are getting arrested, in Washington, D.C. while they're protesting for something. So, that's a really good way to get, just to get it into the public sphere, because the more we can get people talking about it, whatever it is, whether it's Assange or healthcare or ending the wars or whatever, first you have to get it into the public. Like you have to get people talking about it. A lot of these issues are incredibly suppressed. I mean, we see it constantly on social media. If I tweet about Assange, it's heavily suppressed, y'all. Like I get nothing. It's amazing.
The funny thing about when I mentioned the fact that all you talk about is Assange, but it's like this literally if anyone sees your Twitter feed, it's like you have like so many different issues on a daily basis that you tweet. It's insane to me. Like I was like, how's Missy even tweeting this out so much? Like, damn, she's on it. She's just tweeting out stuff.
Because I'm a Twitter addict. That's what it is. I need help. I get it. Like I'm very self-aware, y'all. Like it's okay.
That's fine. I mean, I just find it funny that anyone would think that you only tweet out Assange. That's why I think it's funny.
Seriously, that cracks me up. I get that all the time too. Seriously, I get it I'm like, have you seen my shows? Like I get like facts on the ground. I very rarely talk about Assange, and if I do, it's just in the context of something else. We talked about Afghanistan with Danny Scherzen 3 weeks before the withdrawal happened. We've talked about Palestine and Israel. We've done like a whole deep dive into the history. Jesse talked about Ethiopia with Theodoros Fikrimarian. We've talked about like just a crap ton of stuff. We had Miko Peled on to talk about Palestine. We've like talked to amazing people.
Murdered and missing Indigenous women.
Yes, we did like
talk about so much stuff that no one else.
Yeah, but I only talk about Assange. Fuck off.
It's so fucking funny when I hear that. It's just like you couldn't be serious.
And not to mention at the beginning, see, you got me started now. Not to mention though, at the beginning of the Action for Assange vigils, at the beginning of the vigils, we literally mentioned like 7 or 8 different whistleblowers who are currently being incarcerated or prosecuted or whatever. We talk about Craig Murray, we talk about Daniel Hill, we talk about Joshua Schultz, we talk about Chelsea Manning and Reality Winner, and I mean we talk Ola Benny, we talk like there's a whole list of people that we mentioned at the beginning of every single vigil, twice a week, every week for like 115 weeks now. But I only talk about Assange. Really? Fuck off. Seriously. Fuck all the way off. It's clown shit. I don't have time for that anymore. It's clown shit. If you're saying that the only thing I talk about is Julian Assange, then you don't fucking know me. You're just talking out of your ass. Like, and I'm embarrassed for you.
Assange is like he's like Voldemort. He should not be mentioned. So can you mention him? Oh my God, how dare you?
Yo, and I love when people, I think we talked about this last week, or maybe, I don't remember. All my shows blend together. But when people call me a grifter for being an Assange activist, y'all, I'm not dumb. I would have picked something less controversial. Like,
that's so
it's
stupid.
One of the hardest issues ever.
The griftard, right? The griftard.
To advocate for. It's unbelievable. Like the amount of like suppression, oh God!
I want to talk to that person. Like literally, just ask them. Like, so she's pushing for free speech. How's that a grift?
Right. I also love it when they call me a fascist. I'm a free speech activist. What the fuck are you talking about? Right. Do you know what words mean? Like, do you know what words mean? Really? Do you? Do you know what words mean? It's seriously, I get embarrassed. Like, I just get embarrassed with these people, and they're so easy to like knock down. Like, just flick them off of me. It's such an annoyance. And luckily, I have a lot of amazing friends on Twitter. I really do. Twitter, like, people try to say Twitter's not real life. Fuck out of here. I have some of my best friends in the world come from the Twitter universe. Shareef's among them. Sleepy Josh is I've known Sleepy Josh for years now. We're like family. And like, I don't even have to respond to these assholes anymore. My friends will just be like, really? Like they go off, and I'm like, this is amazing.
I agree. Like Twitter is like real life. You're gonna bump into your bad people. You're gonna bump into your good people. So I've bumped into more good people on Twitter than bad people. So
seriously, some of my best friends in the whole world now. I mean, like Steve and Sleepy and Kendra, and like they're like just amazing people that I've met that all care about the same stuff, and that we all. I mean, we fight and like we get on each other's nerves, and we talk about each other behind each other's back sometimes because like somebody is getting on my nerves, so I bitch to Sleepy about it, and then somebody gets on his nerves, so he bitches to me about it, and then maybe I get on his nerves, so he bitches to Steve about it. You know, I'm sure that happens.
I've never had to bitch about you, Misty.
Oh, I love that. I don't think I've ever bitched about you either, actually.
Never have.
Maybe that's why we bitch to each other.
I love that.
Oh, War Deer's here. War Deer's one of my friends. Seriously, War Deer is seriously one of those people who will like bite somebody's head off for messing with me, and I love it. I can't tell you how amazing.
Twitter's gonna use that. Said, see, we bring people together. Twitter.
Yeah.
They use that for their marketing.
Twitter does bring people. Yeah, Twitter. And give me an edit button, assholes. I need an edit button. Oh, there's
no, seriously, button. Twitter does need an edit button.
Yes, I'm so over it. I hate because like tweets.
It's not hard.
Like,
they can do it.
No, tweets from like a year ago of mine will pop up that have like a typo, and I'm like, oh, every time it's like a knife. Oh, I hate it. Typos. I hate it. Oh, I hate it.
I do too. I'm learning to get used to it though. I'm trying not to.
I know, but I'm kind of a perfectionist in that. And so it drives me fucking nuts. And it used to be that I could tweet something and there would be like a typo and like one person would like it and it would pop up in my notifications and I could like, oh, go fix that real quick. Now it's like so fast. It's like 10 people have already liked it. And I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? Right. I can't get out from it. So, oh, hey, David's here too. David's another one of my friends and Mad Mom. Mad Mom's awesome. Somebody else said something earlier that I wanted to.
I love that.
Read out. Hold on. Where did it go? Because it was great. Oh, Lizzie
click it and it'll show up on the screen.
Oh, okay. Nice. Lizzie Prickle said, I don't need to read a book to know war is bad, hunger is bad, homelessness is bad, etc. Exactly.
Absolutely. Right.
I don't need a fucking book for that.
There's no book that's going to ever tell you how to be a human being. That's just so stupid to me. When people tell you to read a book.
War Deer to say, Missy reminds me of my crazy relatives I would die for down south. I don't know what that means, but thank you. I'm not from the South. I'm just loud. I don't know what that means. I guess that's a compliment. I don't know.
I think so. Sounds like it.
It is now. I like
she just claimed it.
I am crazy, so it's okay. Oh, Karen. Hey, Karen.
I got a question to try to bring up a rant here.
Oh, hold on. Let me drink some beer. It's a beer night, y'all. I'm sorry, but it's a beer night.
Like, it seems like a lot of them people are like just fighting with everybody. Like, I don't know. It's weird to me. Like, I never thought I'd see some of the shit coming out of some of these people's mouths, and I follow.
We'll be more specific so I know who to bitch about.
I don't want to call it names, but
okay. Like, well, is it like a certain group of people?
A lot of the fucking organizers of that shit are just coming out after anyone that's fucking
of like the Medicare for all stuff.
It's ridiculous.
Or just organizers in general.
In general, right?
The Medicare for all ones, like they're like attacking people that are on their fucking side. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, Shareef could probably speak to that more than I could because he's more on the inside of that. I never really got like super involved in it because I mean Medicare for all is not my obviously I'm super focused on Assange stuff, so I didn't want to get myself too involved in something I didn't have time for.
No. Yeah,
I didn't get involved because of some of the people were just attacking.
I know.
Except that
it's a little some of it is complicated, but some of it really isn't. At least in my opinion, it isn't. Just to let you know, I actually stepped down from the National Steering Committee that we had for March Medicare for All, so I'm not like the PR person anymore. So I'm just a basic volunteer. So I am still with the movement. And I'm still going to be working with them and doing action stuff, but I don't have any I guess,
is that because of what we're talking about? Like, there is it
some of it, yeah. Because I just want to focus on getting people healthcare.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Twitter drama, I'm not even aware. Like, if I learn about Twitter drama, it's usually because people who's like heavily on Twitter, they'll feed me, they'll like give me information about things because I really don't know. Like, full disclosure, like I have 2 kids, I work full time, plus I do activism full time. I have to come home, clean the house, cook dinner. Yesterday I was helping my son with his homework while I was talking to someone on the phone, dealing with activism. So I'm juggling like multiple different things. So a lot of times, like, I'm just not present on Twitter to just know like all the Twitter beef and all the Twitter drama. And like, for me, a lot of it is just stupid. I don't see how it's even like germane to like what we need to do. Like, that's part of the reason why I just didn't want to be involved in the leadership. Like, because we're right now, we're trying to get organized, so to speak, quote unquote, to become like a legit, so to speak, I guess like coalition or organization or whatever it is, so that we don't have the infiltration that we had months ago.
But here comes the co-optation.
Right, for sure.
Here it comes.
Right. So for me, like, there's too much that I'm dealing with as a dad and as a full-time worker to just take on extra nonsense. So this is why I was like, I don't want to be engaged. I don't want to be involved in this because I don't want people like to be mad at me or like have an issue with me. I mean, one of the issues too, the members of the coalition had issue with. So I went on Jim Perlman's show, and so a lot of members just don't like her.
I don't like her.
Right.
But I don't care if you go on her show. I highly recommend everybody go on her show. And of course.
So people had an issue with me because I went on Jim Perlman's show, and people had an issue with me because I went on Status Quo as well. And so
I don't like Jordan either, but you go ahead, do your thing.
Right. So, you know, for me, like I took that personally for the fact that I'm going on those shows seriously to promote what we're doing. I'm not going in because I'm not going on this show because I'm friends with Jim Perlman or I'm friends with Jordan or I'm friends with Jess or
You're
whoever.
Exploiting their platform to spread your message. That's everybody should be doing that. Everybody.
Right.
If you have a platform and I can exploit it to talk about Julian Assange, I'm gonna fucking do that.
Right, as you should.
Yep.
And that's the point. And like so, like a lot of the issues that are going on is the fact that it's the personality. Like I don't like this person. You're talking to that person. I'm not going to communicate with you.
Oh, I hate that.
So a lot of it is the personality. A lot of it is the fact that, you know, the issue between national versus state. So a lot of it is a lot of issues that I'm new to because again, I started like getting involved in heavy activism like late last year. So I'm a baby when it comes to activism organizing.
You're doing great, by the way.
No,
I'm not saying that to like blow smoke up your ass, but like you came into the game like ready to go. Like you felt like a seasoned organizer already.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, a lot of people told me that too. A lot of people were saying to me like, I don't believe you're new at this.
Seriously. Like you told me you were new when we first talked, but then like just watching how everything was unfolding, you acted like a seasoned organizer.
Right. What I was doing was like my goal was I was like I didn't like the response I was getting from other organizations. So I was literally asking them, okay, COVID's here, forced to vote fails. What are we doing next? And so like no one had an answer. So I took it upon myself and said, okay, we need to have another march. We need to get back. We need to go back to DC. And so that's why I talked to Ricky and a few other folks and asking them, let's seriously do a march. So it started with one and then we exploded to 56. And so it wasn't so. And prior to that, I was literally going to different people's meetings. Like I would go to different other orgs meetings just to see how they would take notes from them. And I was literally sitting down, okay, this person does this. Okay, this person does. So I'm learning and studying while I'm doing it. Because I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I was like, we're going to do it. I was like, we're going to do it anyway and figure it out while we're doing it. So a lot of it is
that's like, a lot of organizing. Secret. That's a secret. That's a lot of organizing. That's it. That's we don't know what the fuck we're doing, but we're just gonna do it.
And also too, another thing the secret is that you gotta be naggy. So one of the things I learned, I was nagging people, and then some of the other organizers say, Shareef, you learn the first rule. Just always keep going. Yeah. Don't stop.
Dude, me and Glory would tag team some people on Twitter, like spam. Yo, that's how we've gotten so many people to talk about Julian Assange that way, though. Seriously.
No, for sure. It works.
It works.
Yeah. But also too, like, if you're confident and this is what you're really passionate about, people see passion. People fall in love with your passion. If you're interested in this, people are going to follow you. And that's what I learned just by doing it. And this is why like we were successful because we was dogmatic. We really wanted to do this. We still want to do this. And so this is why, we were successful. And I think we're going to continue being successful because we're relentlessly trying to find new ways of how we're going to get Medicare for all.
Just wait. Pretty soon you're going to be a cultist. You'll be a cult leader. I'm a cultist. I'm a cult leader. I lead a cult of Assangists, which I don't remember who came up with that name, but I love it. I need it on a shirt. Assange.
You should put it on a shirt. You should start selling merchandise, Misty. I think you're going to sell like hotcakes.
I should. I really should. But like, I don't like, I've never been like a merch make money, which is funny because people tell me all the time that I'm paid and that none of my channels are monetized. I've never attempted to monetize them. I have always been very clear about that. I get why people do it. I'm not trashing those people that you should get paid for your work. Like it's fine. And if people want to like support me or whatever, and I have a Patreon. I have one patron. It was like made for that one guy. He wanted to support me. And so I made a Patreon. I think I've tweeted about it once.
I love that.
But yeah, like it's not why I do this. It's not like it's, okay. I'll probably get like, I don't need to make money off of this. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's part of the reason why I did it, because I have the time and the ability to do it and not ask for anything in return. My husband hates that because he's a business guy, right? So he gets like, you should be getting paid for your time. Because I do spend a lot of time on this stuff, not necessarily on this show. I don't really have to research for this show. It's just a bitch fest. But for facts and for Action for Assange, it's hours and hours and hours of research. Like I had to learn special administrative measures inside and outside. And not only is that like just time consuming to learn it all, it's depressing as fuck. It takes a toll on me. It honestly does. Action for Assange, that show. There are times that a vigil, I can't sleep for days afterwards, like just because of the things that we talk about. Talking about what's his name, Sleepy? Is it Khalid Al-Masri? Is that right? I think it's Khalid. He's the guy who was taken to a CIA black site. He was misidentified, and they took him to a CIA black site and tortured him for months. His testimony was read during the Julian Assange trial because Julian Assange exposed it. Another
fucking country.
Yeah, they released him in a country that wasn't his own. They're like, just peace out, dude. They gave him a T-shirt. Here's a shirt. And seriously, this guy, the things that happened to him, I won't repeat them here because honestly, it's just, it's fucking a lot, man. It's a lot. But I mean, these are things that I have to like read about and learn and like know and be able to recite. And it's a lot, y'all. It is. And so my husband gets pissed because I don't ask for any money for it in return. But I'm not him.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a business guy. I'm not. And so, yeah,
I'm with Missy. I'm with you. I'm not saying that because I agree. Like if I did a podcast, I would want to do it for the money because I would need to. Right. Because my situation. But if I didn't need the money and I enjoy being on a podcast, I wouldn't ask for money either.
Yeah, and I don't honestly. I guess now I don't necessarily dislike being on camera. I mean, you guys know I'm super fucking awkward. Like today I did okay, but usually my intro is like super weird and lame, and then I like ramble for a few minutes, and then I like awkwardly like insert a like weird conversation that has nothing to do with. Like I'm so awkward. But like when I first started, I did not like. It took Andrew weeks to convince me just to come and be a guest on the vigil. Wow. And then I was finally like, okay. And then they eventually they asked me to come on again. And then it was like a few times after that, they needed a guest host and they were like, can you come and guest host? And then it was like, can you be a recurring guest host? And then it was like, oh, can you just host? And so that's kind of how it's kind of an accident.
Right. Is it the camera or is it the fact that people are looking at you?
No, I'm just awkward. All the time, like in real life, just all the time. I mean, you can ask anybody who's met me. Ask Steve, ask Kendra, ask Pasta and Fee. They've all met me in person. I'm just legitimately awkward all the time.
That's why we love you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like take it or leave it. I don't give a shit. I don't do this for y'all. I mean, honestly, that's selfish, but part of the reason why I do this too is because my husband is tired of hearing me talk about this stuff. So this gives me a place where I can go and talk about stuff with other people who know what I'm talking about, and he doesn't have to listen to it all the time. You know, I like being able to talk with other people. Honestly, I forget that I'm on camera a lot of the times because
that's good.
I just get like, especially like if it's somebody like you, or if I'm on like a vigil and it's like Andrew and like my friends.
Right.
Now it's different when I'm on Facts and we're interviewing somebody like Miko Peled.
Right.
Who's like a serious dude. Like he's this is like he's a he's like a legit activist and like he's a very serious dude. Then it's a little bit more intimidating and I'm usually more awkward. But yeah, and I remember I'm on camera. Like I watch myself and I make sure I don't say, or I try not to say dumb things. I'm sure I do, but whatever.
Yeah, but I embrace it. I embrace it. I like when I used to feel like when I first started out doing this, like, oh my God, I'm doing an interview. Like I need to be like, prepare myself for it. But now I'm just like, I'm just going on.
Yeah, I was so nervous. Like seriously, you can go back and look at my tweets. I was so nervous. Oh my God, I was so nervous. I hated it. And I still get nervous every day. Like every day I'm on camera, I still get a little bit nervous. It's better now. Right. But like when Sleepy starts the timer before we start here, my heart races a little bit and I'm like, oh, I'm going to fuck up this intro. And people yell at me because I talk too fast and I talk too much. And I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm 39. Like there's you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm too old for that shit, man. Like I don't give a shit.
So like there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. But especially if I just went on a podcast the other day with, why am I forgetting? Liam, I think. Lovely guy, libertarian. I talked to somebody I didn't agree with, but he wanted me to come on and talk about Julian Assange. And every time I go on somebody else's show to talk about Julian Assange, for whatever reason, I'm more acutely aware of the time constraints. And I want to fit in so much information that I just like really quick, like it's really fast. Like I talk really fast. And I apologized to him afterwards, and he's like, "That's okay. I think it was fine." And I'm like, "I hope so." I was going really fast, but there's just so much. So
it's funny. Like I don't really watch my old interviews unless like one of my friends.
I can't.
You're right. Unless one of my friends asks me, like when I'm hanging out with my buddies, they say, "Oh, you did an interview." Like, "Oh, again, oh, let me see it," and then I'll put it on for them. So I'll watch it because I'm looking at their reaction. Like, so it's not like I'm watching it again. It's like I'm watching it through their experience in a weird way.
Yeah.
It's like a movie that you watch over and over again. You watch it, you know,
I can't watch myself.
It's hard. I know. It's really hard.
I cannot watch myself. But like people ask for clips all the time. Like, can you put out like just clips of your show? No, because that means I have to watch myself. I can't. I've tried.
You edit it for you. That's why I edit it for you.
I've tried. Like, I need somebody. If like if somebody's willing to do that, I'm willing to throw like something your way. I don't know what. Like we could come to some agreement. But I can't. Like I tried.
I can edit, right, Misty?
What?
You know I can edit, right?
Oh, well, yeah, but you do so much for everybody already.
Do it, Sleepy.
I'm always looking for work, Misty.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's true. Yeah, because I can pay you. What? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of which, you guys should go to Sleepy. I always say this at the end, but I'll say it now too. You should go to Sleepy's Twitter page at abortu, ABORTU, and go to his Buy Me a Coffee and buy him a coffee because the dude seriously does a ton for everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And somebody asked if it's Assangeist with an E. No, it's just ASSANGIST. Assangeist.
Just Assangeist. I'm telling you, Misty, get that shirt. Your husband be happy.
Wardeer's making me a graphics right now. I'm not kidding.
Oh, you gotta send me that.
There it is. Yeah. Okay.
I kind of want one of them shirts.
I'll get you one made. I'll get a bunch made. If y'all want shirts that say Assangeist, I'll get them made for us.
But you gotta put your face on it. You gotta put your face on it.
No.
No.
Oh
seriously.
That is so weird, dude.
No, you gotta do it.
I can't. Oh, I am the cult leader though, so it's fair.
Right.
It's gotta be with your cape though.
You gotta put your cape. You gotta put
my cape's right there, y'all. It's literally right there hanging up. And that's my mask, my Guy Fawkes mask that Magnus painted that for me. It's dope. He painted like the WikiLeaks. I can't remember what that's called. This hourglass. That thing. It's hilarious. So dope. And Artsy Marxist painted my painting, everybody, just in case you want to know. Amazing. She does amazing revolutionary art. She paints all kinds of like communist stuff. If you're into that shit, go for it. Artsy Marxist. I think it's artsy_Marxist on Twitter.
Yeah, she's hella good. I wish I could have.
I just actually commissioned her. I just actually commissioned her because Sleepy, you'll know who I'm talking about. I'm getting a painting of Eric made.
Nice.
Eric is a 93-year-old activist in London who that motherfucker never misses a protest. He's 93, y'all. 93.
I want to meet him.
I do too, desperately. I want to go to London so bad. So bad. He's amazing. He has like a 70+ year history of being an activist.
Wow.
He's been a human shield for people's homes in Palestine. Like he's like a legit hero. Like the best humanity has to offer. That's Eric. He's awesome.
He needs a movie. He needs a movie about him.
He does.
He needs a movie about him.
Oh, we should talk to Juan Passarelli.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I love me some Juan Passarelli too.
I mean, they broadcast out of that Let Me Look studio. They might be willing to help on that too.
That's true. He does need a movie.
Yeah, really that guy's legit. I want to learn from him. I'm gonna get some notes from him. I bet he has some great stories.
So Allie, our friend Allie Mason, who's another activist, she is dear friends with him. Like they travel around to protests and stuff together. And she says that they've been kind of going through the process because he keeps everything. So he has like newspaper clippings and like placards and all of that stuff from like his years and years and years of activism. And so they're trying to like go through and catalog everything and organize it and all of that stuff. So I can't wait until they get all that done.
He needs a museum or like some type of like exhibit like dedicated to him. Because something I always just say, like when the elder dies, a library is being, destroyed. Yeah. Because they have so much wealth of information. So that guy probably has so many tools in his toolbox to like help you with activism. That's amazing. That's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, he's seriously, it's like a 70+ year. I don't know when like the first time he did an action or anything was, but he's 93. So it's like 70+ years of legit being in the streets, like not, just every once in a while. Like he's always constant.
Right.
Like I said, he never misses an Assange protest
That's
ever.
amazing.
And they're out there all the time, weekly, twice a week.
Not to switch gears. Let me run an idea by you, by Misty, because I just talked to a few other activists about this. What about a campaign to amend the Constitution to have healthcare as a human right on there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that
you're going to get pushback from communists, just so you know.
I think that that's something that, because having something on the Constitution, yes, is lip service for sure, but I think it's lip service that you can back up. You can always say, hey, we're fighting for healthcare for all. It's on the Constitution. Healthcare is a human right. We can always go back to that. I think that should be something that, we all on the left, we all in the healthcare fight. I want to actually start a campaign for that. I
think it's a worthwhile campaign. I will tell you, I'm experiencing this now. I have a whole bunch of commies mad at me because they don't care about free speech because they want to destroy the United States and the Constitution. So who gives a shit if we have free speech or press freedom? Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, really? So they're not going to care. Hey, Magnus, we were just talking about you, buddy.
What's going on, sir? How you doing, Magnus?
But yeah, I think that's a worthwhile effort. I think that's like that's another thing that will cause attention. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like people will, people's ears will perk up if that's something you're talking about. Right. I think do anything you can.
Right. Because I think that's something that I think conservatives will get behind in a weird way. Yes. You're not talking about giving people healthcare. You're just saying that do you agree with this? Do you believe healthcare is a human right? Do you think it should be on the Constitution? Do you think it should be on the Constitution? Great. That's what we need to talk about. We'll fight. We'll have a separate battle later about whether or not you think we should have single payer. But let's focus on this one issue. Do you think healthcare is a human right? And should it be on the Constitution? And I think that's the campaign we should start. And I think we can get a lot of support for that, for sure.
I think you're absolutely right. A lot of conservatives support healthcare. A lot.
Right. They're different. Like if you talk to them, they may disagree with you about having it free at the point of service, for sure. But there's one thing that I've spoken to a few of them of. They do agree with healthcare as a human right. It's just like once it goes beyond that point, that's when it gets kind of sticky. They don't agree with everything. Well,
even like people like Sky, who's not a conservative. I mean, she doesn't fit in a box. Like she's, there's no label for her. But she has a problem with it being government run because our government sucks. And I don't disagree with her on that. I still think that we need healthcare for all. But we can disagree about the method in which we implement it. But first, let's just get everybody on board to fight for it. I
want it ran by the nurses and the doctors personally.
Yeah. Yes. Right. I agree. And we need to make sure that, we all have to be very mindful of, because eventually we are going to get some form of healthcare. They're not going to have a choice. It's going to happen. But we need to be mindful of how, like what gets passed. And we need to pay very close attention to the wording of the bill. We need like lawyers involved so that we can make sure we're getting what we're supposed to be getting. Like they're going to try to screw us over. Obviously.
Do you think it should be like private and government run? Because like I don't know if you've been in New York, we have mass transit. Mass transit is private but is also state. It's kind of like this weird hybrid. So transit has their own.
So you mean kind of like an Australian model where they have state but they also have a private option available? Is that what you're talking about?
Not a private option. My thinking is I think that it should be like a national system for sure. But I'm saying that maybe for people who do have issues with government run, should it be more of a hybrid sort of thing, like a half.
I don't have an issue with a hybrid. I mean,
as long as there's cost controls, I don't have a problem with private insurance.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is just cost controls. And I think that once there's just no. The way that insurance companies run now, we just need to be very mindful about where that conversation goes, who's going to be in charge of implementing all of the things and all of the moving parts. And that's going to be the big thing is that I'm worried about, because right now they flick some crumbs our way and everybody's like, oh,
everyone's excited.
Oh my God. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's fuck your crumbs.
Into Obamacare too. I haven't had insurance in fucking 6 years. I have a blood right now. That
yeah, Obamacare is a perfect example. That's a crumb. They gave you a fucking crumb and everybody freaked out. And then they've been like defending it to the death for the last 10 years. It's like, y'all, no. Fuck your crumbs.
Any system that still leaves out some Americans, it's not a good system. Full stop.
No.
Not a good system.
You ain't wrong.
If everyone can't have it, it's not a good system.
Okay, hold on. I have... Maybe if my computer will fucking work. Let's go, bitches. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. Oh my God. I love it. Okay. Hold on. I'll bring it up. So Wardeer just finished up our graphic here on the fly. Share screen. Come on. So slow. Okay. There we go, fams. Do you guys like that? You guys like that? I don't know. Is that good? Like you guys, I like the Assange part. Like, does his face look weird? Or is it just my computer? Is it just my computer?
He looks slightly like an actor I can't remember the name of right there.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's just. I didn't know if it was just my screen though.
Oh man.
But yeah, I love that. Wardeer, that's amazing.
So funny.
It's amazing. I love it.
Good job.
Yo, I need a shirt. For sure. Work in progress. Okay. Yeah, I like it. That's a good first draft. I'm not sure I'm in love with the Assange face. I'm not sure what it is.
It is, right. Me too. But
yeah, it just when I first saw it, I was like, what?
I love the energy.
No, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
That is so funny. I'm crying right now.
Damn, I'm not kidding. I'm gonna have a shirt. I'm not kidding.
That is so funny.
In a couple weeks on Bitch, I'm gonna be wearing that shirt. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna get it in every color.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna wear it everywhere, and it's gonna be great. I'm a cult leader. Come on, that's how I gotta recruit. You know, I gotta spread the word.
You should change your Twitter banner to Assange's.
That ain't a bad idea.
Okay, I'm doing it right now. Oh, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do it. Can I do it from this picture? Probably, right?
Man.
I think you can crop it.
He could probably do something real quick for you. That is so funny.
Yeah, can you make me a banner, Wardeer?
Right, make a banner.
Because I don't know if this will fit. That's what I'm worried about.
Make a Twitter banner.
I need a banner. Sorry, I'm like handing out work right now.
I know.
It's terrible.
Oh man.
Oh, hey Chris. Christopher's here. Cult of Misty. Shut the fuck up.
That's gonna be next year, the Cult of Misty.
That's ridiculous. Okay, I'm getting a banner. Wardeer said I can have a banner. I like it.
That.
I like it.
Oh man.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm Putin's buddy. I'm a cult leader. I'm Maduro's amiga.
Oh my God.
That was funny. That I did like a whole name change because we stopped. Remember there was that brief moment in time where we stopped talking about Russia and all of a sudden it was all about Venezuela. And I was like, well, shit, now we have like a new enemy. There's a new threat. And I'm like, well, how do I say, I don't even remember who it was, but I said, I was like, I guess I could be Comrade Misty is Maduro's buddy. And somebody was like, no, amiga. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's even better. So I was Comrade Misty is Maduro's amiga. And that was fun for a little while. And then we went back to hating Putin. So,
oh my God.
And then Putin today announced that he's going to refuse to force vaccinations. That's my guy. That's my dude. Fuck your medical tyranny.
He's doing better than us.
Yeah.
He's doing better
than
us.
Dictator Putin.
Dictator Putin doing better than us.
Is yeah, it's amazing. It's better about like freedom and stuff than
he's
we are.
He's not forcing vaccines and Russians have healthcare.
Yes, they do.
That's crazy.
And I think their unemployment is like 2%.
That's wild.
Wow. It's fucking nuts. In the middle of the pandemic even.
And they don't have homeless people everywhere.
But you know what? But that's the thing though too, like most Americans, if you ask the average American, they don't know what the hell you're talking about. They just listen to the talking points they hear in the news. So to them, Putin's a terrible person. I mean, all dictators and all world leaders are terrible. Like why are we pretending? I mean, I know people that still like, oh my God, thank God Biden's in office. I know people like that. They're that bad. I know people like that.
I do too. I do too.
It's really frustrating talking to these people. Like, what are you looking at? What are you seeing?
If you are standing for literally any world leader, you have issues. You cannot reach that level of power without being a terrible person. You can't.
Exactly.
It's not possible. Right. You have to be willing to exploit people.
Yes.
And to
falling asleep on camera for God.
Oh my God, that was so funny. That was He's got fucking the people from Ukraine there, like neo-Nazis. He's at the White House today, but I'm a Nazi because I support Assange. Are you kidding me? Like, Joe Biden's a known white supremacist. That's what makes me laugh, is that a lot of the people who call me a Nazi for supporting Assange voted for Joe Biden. You need to sit down. Sit down.
You get Strom Thurmond's fucking funeral.
Yeah. Yes.
It blows my mind that, but that's the thing. Like, I have to keep realizing that most Americans just don't look at history or care to look at history or look at someone's record when they vote. I just have to be mindful of that, because no one's going to go back and look at Joe Biden's record. No one cares to look at Joe Biden's record. All they just know is that CNN or Fox News and mainstream media said Joe Biden's great. So that's all they need to know.
Yeah.
And Bernie's record.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Bernie is a fucking imperialist. Come for me. I don't care. It's the truth. It is the fucking truth. And I'm so tired of the people. First of all, I don't know how you still hanging on to Bernie Sanders like he's going to do something for you. He's not going to fucking do something for you. That motherfucker put out a tweet today about how billionaires need to pay their fair share. You voted for the fucking CARES Act. Shut up. I'm so tired of him.
But also, too, like, what the fuck are you doing, Bernie, to do about it?
Nothing.
What are you doing about it?
Strongly worded letters.
Right.
I mean, his finger.
All he did was pull up a platitudes bot. That's literally all he's done.
His Twitter account is a platitude bot. That's all it fucking is. Really I'm so sick of his shit, dude.
But all these politicians is like that. They all do the same shit. None of them are different. None of them are special. It's like I can't imagine. I don't understand why they have so many followers on Twitter. I don't get it.
Because people are very easily. Here's the thing. I don't mean to disparage people, because I get it. I think people are desperate. They really want somebody to believe in. They want to think that somebody's fighting for them. So they see somebody like Bernie who says all the right things, and he gets them fired up, and he pretends to be on their side, and they cling to that because they're desperate. And then when he fucks them over, it's hard for them. That's a hard reality for them to accept, and so they keep going to bat.
I'm fine with like for me, I'm fine with people like voting for someone and understand where that person is. Like, for example, if someone votes for Joe Biden and they say, like, I know Joe Biden's horrible, I just think he's less horrible than Trump. Okay, I'm fine with that. As long as you understand he's horrible. Okay, you believe in electoral solution, you think that he's the lesser of two evil, that's the way you vote. Sure, okay, I'm fine with that. But anybody who like sits up here and thinks Joe Biden's a great person, I just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, okay.
Are you kidding me?
So
Where's my 8-year-old?
There's been a bunch of people lately who have been like lamenting their vote for Joe Biden. And so I tweeted out, I think it was today, oh, gee, if there had only been like a 50-year history of like behavior and votes and a record that you could have looked at to like let you know who you were voting for. Are you fucking kidding me? What did you expect? It's Captain Crime Bill. What did you expect?
Right.
Seriously. Okay, so I have what the hell's happening here? I have the banner up, but hold on, my computer's being really fucking dumb. So dumb. Okay, now it's up. Here we go. Here's my banner. I'm gonna change it in just a second. Share. Why is it so many steps to just share a damn screen? Jeez, I don't know. Please. Okay, there it is.
Didn't make it simpler.
I love it so much.
That is fantastic.
It is fantastic, and I'm changing it right now. I'm seriously doing that right now.
Once you change it, can you share screen again?
Oh yeah, here I can do that real quick. I didn't.
Oh man, that's great. I want to see that. Yeah. That's hysterical.
Oh, you mean once I change it, you want to see it on my actual Twitter? Is that what you're saying? Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'll change it real quick. Yeah, it's dope. I can't wait to. It's amazing.
We're such dorks.
I can't wait. I don't know. Surely one of my stalkers will see it because that's all they do. They have no life. Can you imagine? Seriously though, can you imagine?
She admitted it. Finally, we got her.
But can you imagine spending that much time, energy, and effort obsessing?
I suspect someone wrote a bot that scrapes your fucking timeline with keywords and shit.
Yeah, you think so?
It's possible.
That's pretty sad too, though.
It's possible though.
That's pretty bad. Like you got to be pretty lame.
It's not hard to do. He's right. I mean, they could do that while they're living your life. They have a bot dedicated to you, which is still kind of creepy.
That's really creepy.
That's very creepy.
Y'all need help. Get you some help. Get you some help.
That is hysterical.
I'm not that important. I'm really not. It's just not. It's not that big.
I just think it's because you have a platform and you do have a following. I think that's the problem.
I don't really have a huge following though. I mean,
I think they do. I think they think so.
I mean, I don't really pay. I don't even know how many Twitter followers I have, to be honest with you.
I mean,
I think I have like over 20,000, maybe.
I'm biased because I think you, Nico, Fiorella, the Fred Hampton Levitt, you guys are superstars in my eyes. So
Fred Hampton Leftist is killing it. I love them.
Yeah,
I brag on them all the time. They're probably tired of hearing. I'm probably not, no, actually. But I've big like I just want to make it clear to them over there that I was one of the first on board. I was like one of your first biggest fans. Don't you forget it.
Same.
Don't you forget it.
Same.
Somebody clip this out and send it to Nick and CJ and JB. Let them know. This was your girl. Seriously, I told Sabby there was a couple weeks ago where I was on Sabby's show, I was on Meg's show, I had like a ladies' night on Bitch with the Fred Hampton ladies. Then I had the guys on 2 weeks in a row, and I'm like, Nico's gonna think that I'm cheating on MCSC. And that I'm like a secret member of FHL. And so then Rome was in the chat. They came and like invaded my chat. And then Rome was in the chat and he was like, he said, come to Death Row Records. He like literally Suge-knighted me. He Suge-knighted me at the Source Awards.
Right.
It was amazing. It was so fun. Oh.
Yeah, that was said, come to Death Row Records. I love that.
Yeah. I was cracking up. I was cracking up. That was some funny shit. Yeah, but I love FHL. They're doing great work.
They are.
They are. JB is like one of my favorite people. If you guys aren't watching Fred Hampton Leftist, you should go just for JB's facial expressions. Dude
he does have the best facial expressions.
He has he doesn't even have to say anything. Like just like their guest or like Feeney can be going off. Great. He is very animated and he's hilarious. It is hilarious. He cracks my shit up.
Great, man. I love him.
I love JB. And I miss Rome on Twitter a lot.
Me too.
A lot.
I want Rome to come back on Twitter.
I do too. Rome, come back. I don't think I have his number.
So if I have his number, I'll call him.
Do you? Okay. I have RJ's, but I don't think I have Rome's.
Let me give him a call. See how he's doing.
Yeah.
I miss that guy.
I miss him. I miss him a ton, dude. Yeah. Twitter's like kind of boring without him there, pissing everybody off. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really,
for sure.
He's really good at pissing people off.
Right. He's the class clown you miss when he's absent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 100% cracks me up.
Yep. Absolutely.
I don't know why my computer's being so fucking weird tonight. It's probably not my computer.
it's probably the deep state.
Deep state. It's me. I'm really stupid. I'm really dumb. No, I'm not really dumb. I'm just very bad at technology.
Oh,
man. Sleepy knows what's up. He knows. He has to talk me through like the most basic of shit on a regular basis.
I have seen worse. Dude, I used to do tech support. I had motherfucking old people trying to use CD-ROMs folders back.
Dude, I can't even like my brother tried to like apparently show my grandpa how to do like stuff on Facebook. There's no way. I don't have the patience. I just don't.
I remember a couple of years ago, it was like 2009, 2010, my dad went to like an eBay, like he learned how to use eBay. He was telling me about it. I thought it was so funny, like because he was so excited that he actually knew how to use it. Because he's like so computer literate, like just surfing the web and using Facebook and things like that is like really difficult for him.
Yeah, I'm
not. Get it. He's like, what is this?
I'm not good at that stuff at all. It's so bad. Oh, hey, Lucky's here. Is that Lucky? Is Deep Moody Purple Blues Lucky? Is that right? No, maybe not. No, Lucky I think just comes up as Lucky. I always get people's names.
Oh, Burrito?
Yeah.
No, that's not right.
I'm really bad at names, so don't be offended. I am legitimately terrible at names. Legitimately.
I remember faces. I don't remember names.
Yeah, I'm better at remembering names if I can put a face to it. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're right. I'm much better at faces than I am at anything else. But yeah, I am just really tired of the dumb shit.
It's on Twitter?
Yes, just the dumb shit. It's just, and it's like I'm proud of myself. I do allow myself to get drawn into it sometimes. Mm-hmm. I try really hard not to. Like I have muted a vast majority of the people that hate me because
I
can get dragged. You can get like sucked into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that's
I get sucked into it. I just stopped engaging with most of those people.
Yeah. No, I have to mute them though, because
it goes back to what I was saying before, like about like left Twitter versus the actual left. Like there a lot of those folks who are on left Twitter.
There it is, you guys.
I love it.
There it is, fam. I need to change my picture. That's so old.
Oh man, I love that.
Yeah,
that is so funny. Oh my god.
Anyway,
no, I was gonna say, like, a lot of people on left Twitter, they're not really engaging in politics. They just really just want to be annoying. So there's a lot of people on the left, and there's a lot of people on the left Twitter, and like, yeah, I know Twitter's like real life, but a lot of people on Twitter, they're not really activists or organizers. They just complain and they just want to go in there and solve problems. And then because
a lot of the times they don't even engage with you on like the substance of your argument.
No, not at all.
They just attack you. Like they just call me a grifter or a Nazi or a red brown or a fascist or whatever. And I'm like, but okay, what have I said? Like come at me with like actual facts.
Right.
They don't.
That makes me a grifter or a red brown or whatever. Like I'm
still waiting. Yo, okay, so a couple weeks ago, some douche canoe, I got pulled into it, which happens sometimes, but some douche canoe started some shit with me, and he was like, oh, well, we're going to expose you and your grift. And I'm like, okay, seriously, I'm not kidding. They've been saying that for over a year, and they always say TikTok, which, ooh, I'm scared. Please.
What is it, Jank Uger now? What the
fuck? Yes, but please do. If you have evidence for me grifting, please show me evidence for it. Right. I did a billboard campaign. I showed receipts for every single penny that was spent. And you have proof of the billboards being up. I have pictures of them. Right. We have organized and crowdfunded actions. I've never seen any of that money personally. Like I'm not in charge of that. It's not in my name.
Dude, most of the action for Assange events, a lot of us had to pay out of pocket for a lot.
That's what I was getting ready to say. We pay. So, like, I have always paid, like, I drive back and forth to Washington, D.C. It's a 6.5-hour drive. I pay for my gas. I pay for my food. The crowdfunding does pay for our Airbnb. I have spent a ridiculous, I'm glad my husband's not here, a ridiculous amount of money on supplies. When we went in March, I bought all of the shirts we made our shirts. So Kimber got the vinyl, like she has like a Cricut thing or whatever. But I bought all of the shirts out of pocket. It was like $300 out of pocket for shirts. I've spent probably $500 or $600 on banners, like just buttons. I bought a button maker for $160. This is all stuff out of my pocket. I'm not a grifter. I'm like the least grifty person on the internet, I think, or that has a YouTube channel.
You'd have to be making money off it to be a
grifter. Yes. You know what you should do? You should do like hashtag I'm a grifter and like show your receipts. Show your receipts and stuff.
I should. I really should. It's not a bad idea.
You start like the grift campaign. Hashtag I'm a grifter. Here's my receipts.
Yeah, all out of pocket. I've never asked. Yeah, and again, like I said, none of my channels are monetized. People ask me all the time, why are your channels not monetized? Because it's not what I'm here for. It's just not what I'm here for. And that's, again, I'm not saying that if you want to support me, my show, the work that I do, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to turn it down. Yes, I do spend a lot of time on it, but I'm also not going to ask for it, especially not right fucking now. Everybody's having a hard time right now. I'm not asking anybody for money right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
It's just, it's silly. I even put out a tweet the other day. I'm like, please, somebody explain to me how this makes me a grifter. I would like somebody show me evidence. TikTok, motherfuckers. Where's it at?
Has anyone even engaged in even a remote response? Even a response to that? No,
they just keep saying, "Oh, it's coming. Just wait."
Wow.
I'm waiting.
Wow.
Still waiting.
So
it's seriously been over a year. That's part of the reason why. So
I don't think you understand. They're raising money to build a case around you. Lawyer fees are expensive. That's what's coming.
No, but the crew, like some of the crew called, like one of my nicknames is Mindy Moneybags. Because this is like a thing that people keep saying about me, that I'm like rolling in some grifter dough.
You should seriously make money on this. I'm telling you, you should put a shirt. That should also be a shirt.
Mindy Moneybags.
Yes.
I forget who. Oh,
I mean, you could always do shirts and just fucking give all the proceeds to like Assange.
I could well,
That's
I could
true.
either do
Yes, you
that
could do
or
that.
I could put it towards like different people's mutual aid.
No,
stuff.
yes.
Because I donate. I mean, I don't brag about this or whatever, but I donate to people's mutual aid stuff as often as I can.
Right.
And I would love to be able to do that more because I
No,
hate seeing
you know
those.
what? That's how you do it. You
some
get your shirts. You get your shirt, and all the like little memes.
All the
that people say
profit,
about you,
yeah.
Yeah, and just put like make shirts for them and put the profit for Assange and mutual aid.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, I would feel
Yeah.
okay about doing that because
Yeah.
I feel like then somebody is buying a shirt, you're getting something,
Right.
and then whatever profit is made, I can give that back to something,
Right.
whether it's
Right.
Assange defense or whether it's a mutual aid or whatever.
Right.
I would love to be able
Right.
to donate. My friend Ryan in Akron, they
Right.
have Serve the People Akron. They
Right.
have, if you guys haven't heard of them, go support them.
Right.
They have a PayPal
Right.
and a Cash App, I think.
Yeah, I think that'd be a cool idea. It's also too, you can like choose like different like every month you could choose like a different organization or a different mutual aid that you respect and you like and you trust, and have the proceeds go there. So you take your time for each month, you dedicate it to that.
I would want to vet like I
As you
don't.
should.
I
As you
feel
should.
awkward. Like I don't like to donate to people I don't know.
No, I
You know what
agree.
I mean,
No, I agree with that.
which is terrible. But there's a
No,
lot.
as you should. Well, no, because
Yeah.
a lot of, I mean, I'm gonna say a lot of activism organizers, a lot of these groups, they're making money. You're donating to them, and where's this money going towards?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Mindy Mindbender. That should be Whitney. Whitney the brain breaker.
That's hilarious.
Whitney Webb will break your brain, y'all. My brain has been done broken multiple times by her. I can't even.
I blame Whitney Webb for my black pilling.
We need a shirt.
Oh
I
God.
blame Whitney.
I blame Whitney.
I blame Whitney.
Have
Yo,
you-
but if you guys seriously like Wardier or like anybody else who's good at graphics, if you guys want to make me up some graphics for some shit, I will totally do that and make
Right.
shirts. And if you guys think
I'll
people
buy
will
one.
buy them,
I'll buy one for sure.
You guys know I love shirts.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing a shirt with my own face on it. That's not happening though. That's never gonna happen. That's weird. Yeah, but that I would totally be down to do that and like just donate the money. Like that.
Right.
My husband's
I like
gonna
that.
kill me. My husband hates me. He really does. He gets so mad. We're so different. It doesn't work. Like it shouldn't work, but it does. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
he's not like super Republican or anything, but he's kind of a libertarian. He's kind of
Right.
like he honestly just doesn't give a shit. Like he's just so busy at work and his job sucks right now because
Who's for living?
he runs the restaurant.
Okay, very
So
nice.
as you can imagine, during the time of COVID,
Right.
it's rough. Like he's having a
Right.
hard time. So he's like he just doesn't have time for it. He works like 60, 70 hours a week.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a waiter, so I know.
Yeah, I came from the restaurant. We met at work, so I came from the restaurant industry. So yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
Well,
I would totally go ahead.
How
Sadie.
about them evictions?
Huh?
How about them evictions that the squad did that sleepover for?
Yeah, it's wild too. Like I mentioned, I think I mentioned to you, Missy, that they didn't even like cover all the new homeless people and the new evictions that are going on in DC. They should have done that.
No.
It's crazy. It's crazy there. DC, New York, Washington State. It's
Dude, in
everywhere.
Franklin County, Columbus, Ohio, where
Yeah,
I
it's
live,
everywhere.
there was 514 evictions last week or the week before
Mhm.
last. I'm getting my days confused, but I like looked into it because I was like, what happened was after the announcement was made that it was going to be extended, a court or a judge in Franklin County was like, nope, that doesn't apply to us. We're not going to recognize it. And so they just continued to evict people. And that's where we're at. And it's the eviction. It didn't do shit.
Do you think more people get evicted? Do you think more people will actually protest the government? Or do you think people will just be complacent? That's a question I want to know. I want to know, do the government feels that if more people get evicted, they're safe? Do they feel like people are just like, oh, I'll just deal with it. I'll just find my tent in a little corner over here. I'll be fine.
I don't know. I think that
all it takes for revolutions is people to be hungry for like 3 days.
Yeah.
That's it.
That they're playing a very dangerous game if they think that's what but here's the thing. I don't think that they necessarily I think that this is like a giant gentrification scam. I think Blackwater just wants to buy up all the properties. I think they're more concerned about getting, as much as I hate landlords, I think they're more concerned about getting the houses away from landlords than they are necessarily about kicking tenants out. But people are still being evicted, but I think that just to me, with seeing how Blackwater has been swooping up all of these properties, I think that that's really the end goal here. Sorry. You know, they're both scumbag groups, so who gives a shit?
But my point is, even with that being said, all these mass evictions, they have to know there's going to be, in my opinion, I think there's going to be a huge retaliation against that. Like, I think people are going to go postal.
If there's no retaliation, we're fucked.
I give up.
Yeah,
I seriously, I can't anymore.
I give up too. Honestly, I can't imagine people like not being outraged if they have to live on the street with their kids. I cannot imagine it.
No,
I cannot.
No,
that's wild.
I've been hovering in that sphere for years now, and it's not
wild to me. I can't imagine this happening because there's so many people like literally like on the street right now
with children. You're right.
With children, with
babies,
with children.
With like I can't.
60% of them are working. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Right, with them working too, and that's why I was like, that's what I'm asking. Like, what is it going to take? How many more people need to be in the street for like?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't honestly.
Massive uprising.
What else? What is it going to take? Because to me, like
I
come from a place of relative privilege. Like again, I'm not like hurt. We're not rich, like by any stretch of the imagination. But like I have a house. I have cars. Like we're doing okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm done. Like I'm fucking done. I'm ready to get in the streets. I'm ready to go fight. And it's not because of me. It's because I see other people suffering and it fucking kills me. It fucking kills me. It kills me. I can't. And I just, I bitch about this all the time because Americans have allowed themselves to be beat down so much that they think that this is just the best. This is it. This is this is it. This is what we deserve. This is the best we can do. And it's fucking not okay. We got to get like, we have to snap out of it. It doesn't have to be this way. We deserve better.
We're in a sunken place. That's why.
Yes. It's sad though. It makes me really sad because I'm ready to go fucking fight for people. I really am. Like when Bernie Sanders was like, let's go fight for people we don't know. I was like, yeah, let's do that. Let's go do that. Like I'm ready to go fight for people I don't know. He wasn't serious.
No, he wasn't.
He was not serious at all. Not at all. No. I'm serious. Like I'm ready to go get in the street for some people. I really am. I really, really am. I was willing, like the March for Medicare for All. I was willing to get involved in that. Like I was like, I'm ready. Like, let's go.
Right.
It's really, somebody just said y'all should see the homelessness in LA.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Like I said, when I was in Seattle, it really made my stomach turn. I couldn't take it. It was just so bad. It was nuts. I like people just walking around like this is okay. Like how I'm looking at it like y'all don't see this? You guys don't see this? This is crazy.
Dude, you've got 10 cities in the fucking financial district of San Francisco. These are like, that's an expensive fucking area, dude. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, I live in a tiny little town, and there are 10 cities in my tiny little town.
Dude,
like we've never seen anything like that in this town. Like I've never, we never had homeless people.
Dude, I used to go fish about a mile away at the San Luis River and shit, and like. So much of it is just tense now. It's fucking insanity.
It's an abomination. It's not fucking okay.
No, it's not.
We just gave 20. We could end homelessness for $20 billion, right? We just gave $21 billion on top of the $714 billion that we were already giving to the fucking military industrial complex to blow shit up. I'm not okay with that. Children should not be homeless ever in the United States of America. Nobody should be homeless, but certainly not children. And they certainly shouldn't be homeless when we're giving $735 billion to the fucking military industrial complex. Fuck off. That's not okay. Nobody should be okay with that. It's disgusting.
But yeah, Joe Biden's he's doing a great job.
No, God. A, we give him an A.
Give him an A.
I heard
exceeding expectations.
Exceeding expectations. Joe Biden's great.
I heard someone on Twitter recently say like, "Oh, this is the first time in my life that we haven't been at war." I'm like, "The fuck?"
That was on Twitter. Whoa. I woke up today for the first time in a country that's not at war. Are you? What? I'm like, where did you wake up? What? Where did you wake up?
Seriously. Wow, you
We're
can't be that
blowing shit
stupid.
up all
Right
over the
in the
world. We are
world, right
destroying
now.
lives. We are murdering people. We are committing
Yes.
genocide. We are aiding in genocides. We
Building
are
up
funding
Africa.
genocides.
Right.
We're arming and funding and training terrorists all around the globe.
Yes.
Fuck out of here.
That's
Fuck
not
out of here.
possible. You can't be that stupid. It's
No,
not possible.
no,
They are.
they're that
It's
stupid.
insanity.
They're that
Oh
stupid.
man,
I couldn't face palmed harder.
I
No,
can't.
these are the same people who think that like Barack Obama was a good guy and like the
Right.
biggest scandal in his
He was
presidency was a
probably the
tan
worst.
suit.
He was probably the worst president since Reagan.
I don't know. Bush was pretty fucking bad.
He was too. He was too. I mean, it's hard to tell.
Somebody, I think it was Samira Khan put up a poll the other day, which was the worst president. I think she used Bill Clinton, Obama, and Biden. And Biden, he hasn't finished his first term, and I mean, he's been pretty bad.
Right.
I don't think he comes anywhere near the level of George W. Bush or Barack Obama.
No,
And
not at all.
Bill Clinton also is pretty high up there, in my opinion,
No, I
because
agree.
he's the one that normalized corporatization of the Democratic Party, and he passed the Telecommunications Act, and
Right.
I
Agreed.
mean, there's like a lot of shit
Right.
that he did that he you know, that puts him way up there. But I think it's really
Right.
between W and Obama as far as
Right.
the worst goes.
Right.
And it's really, they're all really terrible in their own unique ways.
Right. True. Right.
Hold on, Wardier's got another
I agree.
Wardier's got an oh
Here's another
yeah, hold on, this is a funny one.
I gotta see this.
It's a funny one. You're gonna like it. Here it comes. I need that. I need it on a shirt. I need that. I think
I'm gonna get that shirt first because I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Right, that is good. I love that.
Oh. And the problem with shitlibs is that there are here's the thing. Bernie Sanders convinced a lot of people that he is or he convinced a lot of people that they are lefter than they actually are.
Right.
Because he's not left. Like somebody,
right.
Who was it the other day that tweeted out, some dumb fuck who tweeted, oh, Geoff. That
Geoff lives don't matter.
Geoff lives don't matter. He's talking about how we complain about AOC and Bernie, blah blah blah, being on the left. First of all, they're not left.
Not left. They're not left. No, they're not.
It's weird that I have to explain that to people.
You do.
They're not left.
They're not.
Oh God, you cannot be an imperialist and be left. It's just not a thing.
No,
and they're both imperialists.
Right.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
AOC put out a tweet today praising Biden for leaving Afghanistan. Still hasn't mentioned the fact that he illegally bombed Syria. Not once.
Right.
She's very selectively anti-war.
That's just blowing my mind how people still have not connected those dots together.
But again, it's because it's the cult of personality. They like latch onto these personalities and they want so desperately to believe that they're fighting for us.
Right.
And so they let like their brain shuts off.
It's
and then they become they become I call them celebriticians.
I love that term.
Yeah.
Celebriticians.
But that's what they are. Like we've made like
they do more work building their brand than they're actually passing policy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're building their brand.
AOC is a brand.
100%. 100%.
Period.
100%. She's just call her an actress. That's all she is.
Yes.
Like I haven't what victory do the left really have? What politician can you really point to in our time period who's done something you can say that's like, okay, we have a win? I can't think of any piece of legislation that I can say.
Pago. Here come the Pago people. Oh, you're right though. I have been asking since 2018 if anybody just point to one thing that they have fought for and won.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
I haven't gotten anything.
Nothing.
Somebody tell me. Seriously, I'm open to it.
Right.
I really am.
I'll correct the record. I'll admit that I'm wrong, but if you got something, please tell me.
Seriously, just one thing.
Right.
Just one fucking thing.
We need the problem. The problem is that we're way too spoiled in this country, and the problem is that we need to get off our ass, get out there, and also too, like I think a lot of it is too, like a lot of us don't really know we have a problem. A lot of people think that this is just going to go away. This is like some bad dream we're going to wake up from, and everything's going to go poof back to normal. And I think there is no normal. It's over. We need to fight for the little bit that we actually have, and that's the problem. No one's doing that.
No,
we need the ground support for this. This is why we mentioned earlier, general strikes are necessary. You know what Nabisco is doing right now is necessary. We have these little strikes going here and there because the energy is there for it. People want it because they're not getting the respect that they deserve. They're not getting they're not getting the income they deserve. They're not getting the wealth and equality that they deserve. They're not getting anything. It's awful.
No, nobody's getting. And I think a lot of the problem is that most people, not like the people we hang out with, because the people that we hang out with are pretty heavily engaged, but I think most people are too busy. They have to work like 2 or 3 jobs, and they have kids, and they have soccer practice, and they have to go grocery shopping and mow their lawn, and they don't have time. And it takes in this country, you have to search for legitimate information. You can't just go to CNN and get informed. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen. And so a lot of people still believe that you can do that you can go to MSNBC or Fox News and watch 30 minutes and, you know, have an idea of what's going on in the world. And that's just not a thing anymore.
No,
I'm not sure that it ever was.
It was, right. I would say that was probably whenever it was. And like, I grew up in my community where, they just said vote blue. That's it. Just vote Democrat. Didn't explain to me why. Didn't know why not vote Republican. Didn't know there was a Green Party until I got older. Didn't know you can even vote for anybody. Because the voting process was filtered through me already from the perspective of the community I was brought into, where like just vote Democrat and voting for Democrat is better. That's the kind of shit and so we don't ever get a proper education even about how we vote or how we even enter politics. That's all filtered through us already because they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to be informed.
No. And I think that's a lot of the reason why our culture has made it so that it's taboo to discuss politics. Everybody should be discussing.
The schools. My kid didn't even know we were at war in Afghanistan.
I know.
Which is ridiculous. That's insane to me. Yeah. That's insane to me. Like they refuse to even tell kids we're at war, but at the same time, like you want the kids, they're going to school to be educated. So
no, they're not. They're going to school to be indoctrinated. That's what's happening.
Right. Exactly.
Our kids are not, and it was really difficult. I have a degree of empathy, and I try to have a degree of patience with people because I understand that coming to grips with the fact that everything you thought you knew is a lie, that's heavy. That's a lot.
Extremely heavy.
And it's really difficult to look at the true history of where you come from. Like that's really, it's hard. Like that's.
I had a discussion with my buddy about this too. Like, he plainly he just said, Shareef, recently one of my managers asked me like, why don't you want to be a supervisor or a manager? And I said like, I can't be engaged in exploiting other people. I don't want to do that. I'm never going to take a management role where I'm going to exploit other employees when I know for a fact the company that I'm working for don't give a shit about the employees. Yeah. So I'm going to move up the ladder to worry about myself. Like, no, I can't do that. It's just not in me. It doesn't sit right with my spirit. And so my friend of mine was saying, Shareef, take the job, make your money. You have kids. Fuck them. Fuck America. That's his attitude. He was like, Phil, like, you're never going to get people to realize that we're fucked and that we can go out in the street and get healthcare. Yeah. And he just feels, and part of the problem, a lot of Americans who are informed feel like him. They feel like, what's the point of fighting for this? We're never going to get it. We're never going to get the numbers we need to actually get all the safety nets we deserve.
I have those days. I'm not kidding.
That's kind of where I'm at with it most days.
I have those, like, there are days that I legit just want to say, fuck it. I'm going to take care of me and mine. And I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I just can't. It's exhausting. It's emotionally draining. It's time consuming. It's depressing. It's all of those things. And I have those days where I legitimately want to just give up.
Right.
I just don't have a lot of give up in me, though. That's the problem.
That's part of the reason why I did step down from the National Steering Committee for the March Medicare for All. Like, I want to be engaged with activism and organizing, but I also want to be in a space where I feel like this is going to work. Right. I want to be around a good support group, a good support, whatever, in regards to feeling like
you're on the same wavelength.
I'm on the same wavelength. We're fighting for a particular goal. You know what I mean? So I'm goal oriented. So I just don't want, reason why I'm still involved because I feel like we haven't done enough. I know that there are other opportunities that we still haven't reached yet. So if I was in a situation where I felt like we exhausted all resources, I would quit. But I'm not doing that because I feel that we haven't done enough. We haven't. The left hasn't done enough. We haven't even threw a punch yet, in my opinion.
No.
We haven't.
The left is first of all, the left in this country is damn near non-existent. Right. If we're looking at it in like a legitimate way, not like through an American lens, there is no left in this country. Like left in this country is centrist in most other countries. Like the Bernie Sanders, the Kyle Kalinskis, like those are milquetoast centrists.
Centrists, right, absolutely.
I think that there are other people like us who are out there, but I think a lot of them are afraid to speak up, or they're afraid to get involved, or like they've just given up. They don't give a shit anymore.
No, absolutely. That's the reason. That is the reason. People don't want people after a time. Like you're not going to fight for somebody that is fighting with you. That's fighting with you. Like you're fighting for them, and they're stopping you from helping them. That's what they're doing. Like they're saying, no, stop helping me. I don't care that I'm on the bottom. I don't care I'm on the ground. Leave me here to die. Leave me alone. You're associating yourself with a boogaloo, so don't want to help you.
Oh my God. Magnus, Sky posted it earlier. Magnus is a boogaloo boy. Let's cry about it. So dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Like, I'm so dumb. First of all, the boogaloo boy, like, the propaganda around Boogaloo Boys is just so dumb anyway. Like it just like a cursory look at like the bullshit. It makes it very obvious that what you think you know about the Boogaloo Boys is bullshit. Like
I even said that to even one of my there was one person who was in the March for Medicare for All, and like he was trying to warn me about the Boogaloo because we actually had one person who was with us, a volunteer who did great work, and he was associated with the Boogaloo, and he was trying to tell me about them. I said, dude, I know nothing about them. I'm not going to prejudge someone. I'm not going to out someone or like make someone feel bad because they're part of a group. I'm not going to do that. I mean, even if that was true, this person hasn't done anything to me or the work that we're doing. So why am I going to like treat him differently for that? Especially when I'm not well read on this issue. Like I'm not a person that that is going to join the herd because everyone else believes that. I've never been built that way. I've always liked to ask questions. Like, so if someone says the Boogaloo is bad, okay, provide me information, provide me proof why that person's bad or why this group is bad or what they have done. Like if you have if you're just giving me like talking points you heard from mainstream media, full disclosure, I don't trust mainstream media at all. So if that's all your answer, then I can't trust the validity of what you're saying. Because on one hand, if you're going to say you don't trust mainstream media, but then on this particular issue, you trust it, I find you a problem. I find like you're not a serious person. Yeah. Like don't look at you as a serious person.
Yeah. Well, and all of the smears that have come up against Boogaloo Boys, like the people will always bring up the Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping plot thing. And it turns out that like there's 6 guys, like 6 random guys who were involved and like 19 feds.
Right.
If you don't understand what's happening there and how that group is, they're being used and infiltrated and smeared, and then you aren't like you don't know history, you don't know how this works. Right. When there's that big of a smear campaign in the mainstream media about a group, Magnus preaches unity. Like that's his thing, unity. He brings people on his show from all like I've been on his show with Brian Dawson, who people still give me shit about that. I don't care. We agreed on Palestine. I don't have to agree with Brian Dawson. I hate Ryan Dawson too. He's a loudmouth bully, but that doesn't mean I can't have a conversation with him and that we agree on Palestine, and Palestine means a lot to me. I want Palestine to. Thank you. My kid just brought me a beer and she's the best. I just texted her, but I don't have to agree with. It's a beer night. I'm telling you guys, it has been a day. I haven't been able to drink because my tooth. My tooth was fucked up, so I could only drink through a straw.
Oh my God.
Because it hurts so if anything, any liquid hit it, if I chewed on anything, it was terrible for like 2-3 weeks. So I've had the 6-pack in my fridge just sitting there like mocking me. Now I can drink it and I feel good about it. Oh my God. But yeah,
I agree with you 1,000%. Like I even told people like I don't like Fox News, but if Tucker Carlson says Shareef wants you on my show, I'm going.
Oh my God, I'm going.
I'm going.
Yes, absolutely. Andrew's been on Tucker Carlson and he talked about Julian Assange.
Absolutely.
100%.
100%. I don't care. Like
millions of viewers every single night.
Right. And I
you would be a fool.
I don't like the guy. I don't like the guy. I don't. Wait, I'm sorry.
The left doesn't have the numbers to do shit. They're gonna have to fucking work with the right. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. What?
No,
again, they don't care, Sleepy. All they care about is feeling smugly superior. That is all they care about. They just want to feel like they're better than you. And it doesn't matter if they don't get healthcare. It doesn't matter if they don't have free speech. It doesn't matter if they end the wars or if Palestine is free or not. They just want to be able to feel superior. They 100%. Want to be able to hold their theory book and be better than you. That's what it's about.
100%. And also too, I also think people just make money on activism too.
Oh,
I really believe that. Like,
oh, for sure.
I can't imagine. I think a lot of it also too, like if you're out there doing this for free.
Not for free, paying for it. Activism is expensive.
No, activism is expensive. Like the march in DC costs like almost $700. Yeah. $7,000. Sorry, $7,000. Sorry.
I mean, I just listed off a few of the things that I have paid for out of pocket.
So people don't realize that activism organizers who are doing this, like they're spending so much money. And it's not like we're getting people to donate money to us. Sure, some of that, but it's nowhere near the amount of money you would think that we get to like even pull off an event. It's not possible. We don't get that kind of money.
I'm poor as fuck, and I've spent thousands on server costs over the last
year.
Sleepy Josh, all of the technical stuff that you guys see for Action for Sunj, for my show, for Slow News Day, he like all of that stuff he pays for out of pocket. I mean, I try to donate to him. I always encourage y'all who are watching this show to go donate to him. I try to tweet about it as often as possible because seriously, like he pays a ton of money out of pocket. I've paid a ton of money. We all have. Yes, we crowdfund for that stuff. And you know, like the billboard campaign, I donated to it myself, but I didn't have to spend any money out of pocket for that actual venture. We got enough money that I didn't have to do that. But for like actions and stuff, all of us pay out of pocket every single time, to varying degrees. You know, if some people have more than other people, you know what I'm saying? Like it.
Right. No, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. It just blows my mind that, that volunteers, activists who are like paying their own money as a grifter, and that we're not serious. Like it kills me that the level of mental gymnastics you have to go to actually believe that. I just really think that people just don't understand language.
No,
it's hear talking points they hear on Twitter and they just follow the herd and they'll ask questions.
And the funny thing about that is, okay, if you don't like the way I'm organizing, then do it better. Shut the fuck up and go organize something. Do it better.
Absolutely.
Like stop sitting behind your keyboard and thinking about the things that I'm doing. Worry about your damn self and go do it.
And you know, too, like I always tell people, like I'm an open book. Like if I'm doing something wrong, please educate me, show me how to do it. I don't mind learning from other people. I'm not like one of these people that, you know, I need to look good around people, like I need to pretend like I know more than anyone else. I don't care about that. I just want to get people help. So if you have a better way, please tell me.
Yeah.
You know?
And I've told everybody repeatedly, I'm not a serious person. You shouldn't take me that seriously. I'm just some loudmouth chick. I don't have all the answers. I am going to get things wrong. I'm going to say things wrong. I'm going to piss people off. I'm going to be offensive. I'm a human. I'm going to fuck things up. And that's okay. Like I'm okay with that for myself. Right. I was actually really worried about this. One of the reasons why I was so anxious to get on camera is this is like such a dumb sob story, but like I was bullied as a kid. And I was like, am I going to be able to handle, because once you're a public person, it's guaranteed you're going to get some level of pushback. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, am I going to be able to handle that? Like, is this going to be, and honestly, I don't give a fuck. And I'm really happy about that. Like, I'm really proud of myself. I feel like that shows personal growth and that I'm not bothered by it. But I really just don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like if you have genuine criticism of me and you come at me in a respectable way and you're not trying to tear me down or whatever, I am 100% willing to listen and be open and think on it. And maybe I'll agree with you. Maybe I won't. But I'm willing to listen to that. But if you're just like shooting random smears in my direction and like trying to tear me down and harass me, and I don't fucking care. Like I just don't. You're not
an ally or leftist if you do that. You're not even a serious person.
No,
because again, like it also too, like real quick, I can't imagine you being bullied as a kid.
I was.
I can't imagine that.
I actually talked about it a little bit on Twitter today because somebody said, when was the first time you realized you were poor? And I wasn't.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
I don't know that I was necessarily poor growing up, but I was raised by a single mom who had 3 kids. So we didn't have a lot. We made do. My mom did a great job. It couldn't have been easy. But I remember being in 6th grade and I kind of went to an elementary school that was kind of in like a nicer neighborhood. We didn't have a nice house, but we lived in like this really old farmhouse from the 1800s. But everybody else was like pretty wealthy, and I had like off-brand basketball shoes, and all of the girls on my basketball team made fun of my shoes and called them generic, and it sucked, and it like, you know, it was not good. And that was just one of the experiences that I had. There was a whole host of other ones, but yeah, I mean, I think a lot of kids, I think most kids deal with some level of bullying to some degree.
No, for sure.
You know, it's just part of it. Kids suck.
Kids do suck.
Kids are fucking awful. They're assholes.
Until I got hella tall, and then they stopped fucking.
Yeah, I got bullied for being tall because I'm 5'9".
No, I got bullied when I was short. When I got tall, they quit fucking with me.
Oh, okay. See, I'm a girl, so I got bullied because I like in 3rd through like 6th grade, I was taller than all of the boys.
Jesus.
And then they hit their growth spurt, so finally that they felt okay about themselves again or something. But yeah, like 3rd through 5th grade, 6th grade, boys used to pick on me relentlessly about being tall. So yeah. But yeah, kids are assholes.
Yeah, they are.
I tell my youngest all the time. My oldest is autistic, so she wouldn't know how to bully. She's very honest, like blunt, but not in a mean way.
Where did she get that from? When did she get that from?
I was just gonna say that. Apple don't fall apart.
I don't know where she gets that from.
Okay, that's fair. But I tell my youngest all the time, if I catch you being a bully, I will legitimately kick your ass. I will kick your ass. I'm not raising a bully. I refuse.
Oh, I've had that conversation with my child.
My 4-year-old is a bully. I got to talk to him already.
I had to talk to her at one point. Remember, Sleepy, I told you she was being an asshole on TikTok? I'm like, I found out about it. I'm like, nope. There was no more TikTok. We were done with TikTok. And we had, I'm not doing that. You're not doing that. It's not okay.
No, Instagram and TikTok, dude, their kids are brutal with that shit. Like
I can imagine. I can imagine.
It's because it's easy.
It is really easy to cyberbully.
It is. And that's, I think a lot of people, like there's a whole like crew of people who think that, oh, well, kids are so soft these days. But no, when I was a kid, bullying ended when I left school. Nobody could follow me home, or, you know, it ended. Like it was over. I had like a safe place. Kids don't have a safe place.
I wish that was true when I was a kid. In my neighborhood, like if someone bullies you in school, you got bullied after school too.
Really?
Oh yeah.
See, when I was growing up, I didn't really live in a neighborhood. Like I said, I lived in a farmhouse, so there wasn't like I had like a couple kids who lived across the field, and that was it. Right.
So I can see why that would be different for you, because they would have to make a commitment to travel to your house.
You would really have to like want to bully me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, it wasn't that easy. So, but now it's like kids can't even like just go in their house and get away from it.
Too, like, I also feel like the safety mechanism for kids these days are different when I was a kid. Like, for example, like kids went home by themselves and kids was on the bus or whatever. You know, nowadays is like the security measures of like parents picking the kids up.
There's a lot of overprotectiveness, and I am 100% guilty of this because I watch too much true crime.
There is. And so like that whole like I'm gonna beat you up at 3:00 after school, doesn't exist anymore. That's like I can't imagine that being a thing, because when I was a kid, that was a thing. Like if you didn't show up to somewhere, the next day they're beating you up.
Yeah.
Yes, that happened.
There's
like
none
nowadays,
of that.
You don't get that in school anymore. That doesn't happen.
No, I won't even let my kids ride a bus because I was bullied on the bus. So I won't even let them ride a bus. Seriously, it was traumatizing for me. I know that makes me like, if you want to say that I'm weak or whatever, but like it was like that was traumatizing. It sucked. It was terrible. I hated it.
Everyone has a trigger. Everyone has a memory of something that happened to them when they was a kid that if it comes back again, it is a trigger for them. So that's not stupid.
I'm just glad that I like grew from it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like I was legitimately worried how I would handle getting shit on constantly. And I get shit on constantly, and I just don't care. It's great. It's amazing. You know. But these people are also just really disingenuous. they don't have anything solid. There's one person.
Just stick to your beliefs. Like I'm fine with like people. I'm fine with people having beliefs. That doesn't lie with mine.
Yeah.
But like be consistent with your own current beliefs. Like that's what I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a lot. Be consistent in your beliefs. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
So much intellectual inconsistency. Sorry, my virus protection was just pissed off there for a minute. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Yeah, but there's no intellectual consistency right now. There's one person who so she's had me blocked for ages. And she gets mad because I'm mean to people. I'm mean. Like I'm a kind of an asshole. It's okay. I'm self-aware. Like I'm an asshole on Twitter. I get it. But so she's an Assange supporter. She claims to be, right? From Australia. Sleepy probably knows who I'm talking about. But she likes to shit all over all American Assange supporters. All over Action for Assange, and specifically me. Like she has me blocked, but it's so funny. Like she tweeted out the other day, my friend Kaylee sent it to me. Cori Bush had tweeted something about Afghanistan, and she's like, here's a member of Congress talking about Afghanistan, and American Assange supporters aren't even trying to use this to talk to them and use this to like get them to support Julian Assange, right? So then she shows a screenshot of my tweet where I had retweeted Cori Bush talking about something. Maybe it was Rashida Tlaib. It doesn't matter. She was talking about what's his face? Oh, why did my brain just go blank? Oh, why did my brain just go blank? The douche canoe in Chicago. Rahm Emanuel. And so she was tweeting about how Rahm Emanuel is and I'm like, you voted for Captain Crime Bill, and I'm supposed to like believe that you find Rahm Emanuel so offensive? Like, what are you talking about? But it has nothing to do with Afghanistan, right? She deceptively like crops the screenshot shot so you can't see what I'm responding to. And then says that I'm not talking about Julian Assange when Congress people are talking about Afghanistan. And like I'm always able to do when this bitch lies about me, I show receipts where I have repeatedly commented on tweets about Afghanistan talking about Julian Assange. And every time she smears me, I'm like, no, here's the receipts. And she just keeps doing it.
Just so much time on her hand.
Yeah. I think this person is either she's a legitimate op, because she's constantly trying to create division and drama where there doesn't need to be any. There's lots of Assange supporters that I don't like. I don't spend my time smearing them.
Right.
Big fame. Big fame.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I think she's either jealous,
right,
or she's just an op, or maybe both. I don't know.
It might be a little both, because she sounds like an operative, because there's no way you can spend that much time to take you down.
And constantly from behind a block.
Right.
Like if you're going to talk shit, at least have the courage to do it to my face.
Right.
But she knows that she can't, because every time she does, I have receipts to prove her wrong.
Right.
Caitlin Johnstone even got into it with her because I think Caitlin had retweeted me or something, and this person like started smearing me, and Caitlin's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, she's a huge Julian Assange supporter. She talks about him all the time. Like, what are you doing?
I think I'm jealous of you now, Misty. I think I want some of these Twitter stalkers to stalk me now. I want to see.
Oh, you can have them. Andrew says this all the time. Are you sure? Careful what you ask for. Careful what you ask for.
Right.
I'll start sending them your way. Seriously.
Right.
I'll start. There's probably a couple of them watching right now. Go bother Shareef, y'all.
You could like tell them, like, you want to know who's my second in command is, like, at I am Medicare for all.
Yeah. That's who you can send all your hate mail to. He's
part of the cult of Misty.
You're an Assangeist.
Right, but Assangeist. Lieutenant
I try to convince the A4A crew that we need to get next time we're in DC, we all need to go get tattoos. And I'm like, can you imagine? Everybody would be like, see, they're in a cult. They got tattoos. I thought it would be cool. I could get myself a hourglass tattoo or something.
If you seriously got an Assangeist tattoo, it would just cement the fact that you're a cultist.
I know.
For sure.
I'm into it. I like tattoos. I've been itching for more ink, so gives me an excuse to do it. You know what I'm saying? Gives me an excuse to do it.
I ain't doing that. I don't have any tattoos.
I have 4. I want more.
You don't have no tattoos, Sleepy? I have 2.
I have 4.
Although, like, my kid's mom has like 30. So.
All right, Sleepy. When you get your first tattoo, let me know. I want to be there.
Yeah, Sleepy. Come on, Sleepy.
Let's make it an event.
That's what I'm saying. The next time we're in DC for something, we should all like schedule somewhere and go get tattoos. I think it would be fun. Yeah. technically a blood sacrifice. Oh, that's some funny shit.
I will only get a tattoo if Sleepy gets a tattoo. Sleepy has to do it.
Come on, Sleepy Josh, you can do it. It doesn't hurt, really. I mean, it does. I'm lying. It does.
I've been in like constant pain for 6 years. I could probably do.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. I'm 100% sure that you're tough enough to handle it. But people are always like, does it hurt? And I always lie. I'm always like, no, not really. It does. It does.
If you're an American, you did it with this shit, you can handle it. You can handle it too.
Yeah, for sure. And it depends on where you get it too. Like I have like the one on my ankle wasn't too bad. The one I have one like on the top of my spine.
I can imagine.
That one hurt a little bit. Every time he went over the spine, I was like, oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. It's like
I hear feet are no good. I hear
my sister-in-law, who is like the biggest wimp ever, got one on the top of her feet. I'm like, what are you thinking?
Right.
Yeah. So that's not a good place. That's not a good place.
Yeah, I got one here on my arm.
Yeah, that's probably an okay place.
That's definitely okay. And I got one on my chest.
Yeah. I don't know about chest.
Right. The one I got here, I got that with my mom because my mom was mad at me because I got this tattoo without her.
Oh.
So she was like, "You're gonna get a tattoo. Let's go together." So we got the same tattoo on my arm.
Nice. Yeah. I should talk my mom into getting one too.
No.
Yeah, the ankle wasn't too bad. I'm like sitting here feeling my chest now. I'm like, would it hurt? I'm feeling my boobs on camera. It's fine. It's fine, guys. See, I'm awkward. It's just what it is. Awkward Assanges.
I don't know. I don't find you awkward though. I think that's probably why we're friends. I think I'm probably kind of
probably awkward people usually like come together. Yeah,
right.
Because we understand each other.
Right.
Everybody else is like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And we're like, "Oh, you're awkward too. I get it. All right, it's good."
That's the thing too. Like when I was younger, that was a hard thing for me. Like because I had tons of friends that were like quote unquote like. That was like the nerd, or like I have friends who were like quote unquote the cool kids. It was difficult for me to like be friends with both because both sides when I was a kid were like, I don't like this person. You can't be cool with that. You can't be friends with that person. So that was difficult for me as a kid. Even growing up.
It's the same now.
Right, it's the same now.
Like I can talk to libertarians, I can talk to communists. Yeah,
right. It's the same
I don't have a group.
Sure. Right.
I don't fit in.
I don't fit in either. Right. I'm the same way. Right.
I float. That's what I used to call in high school. I was a float. People would be like now they'd be like, so were you like a jock or were you? And I'm like, no, I was a floater.
I was a floater. Yeah.
I just kind of bounced around awkwardly from group to group. Like, hey, what's up, guys? You know what I mean? That was me. It's all right. I'm like totally. Yeah. I've accepted it. Yeah,
the left is like high school for sure.
Oh, life is like high school. I really thought it was going to be over after high school. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's lame as shit.
High school is just prepping you. He's like, it only gets worse from here.
And government is like high school with psychopaths.
Right.
It's a whole other level.
It's like high school, but everyone's a mean girl.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much. But people try to say I'm a mean girl, which I guess I'm an asshole. I get it. Yeah. I really am. Yeah. I don't I can't say that I'm mean to be.
I
don't think. Well, Missy, you're never mean on purpose.
I am.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it's me.
It's an intentional thing. Like if there's somebody that I think anger is warranted or being mean is like being mean to Bernie Sanders, that's justified.
Well, that's not being mean to him. That's not being mean to him. That's you're holding him accountable. I don't think that's being mean though.
Yeah, I mean, some people see it as being mean.
I disagree with that person 100%. Like politicians are not your friend.
No,
you're supposed to hold them accountable. And so if I'm going to
punch up,
right, as you should. And I feel like holding a politician or holding someone in power accountable is not being mean. Like it's not like you're attacking your neighbor. No. You're attacking a politician who said he was going to do this and who's supposed to do this because you asked him to do it. So I don't. Yeah. That's not being mean.
I make fun of trolls and I'm mean to trolls. I think that's totally justified. And I punch up, and that's it. And that's. I mean, that I feel totally okay. I feel okay about that.
I'm gonna certify you unmean now. You're unmean because
good luck getting that to catch on.
Because that to me doesn't make any logical sense. That's why I said I haven't seen you do anything or say anything on Twitter that didn't merit like your response.
No, I'm super nice to my friends. Like I love my friends. I'm incredibly loyal. And if you fuck with my friends, I'll come for you. Like I'm that kind of friend. like, you know, but I have no problem punching up. I'm
shitting on politicians, shitting on reporters or journalists or people who like in the business who's supposed to be doing their job. That's not being mean. You're holding them accountable. That's their job. Your job as a journalist is to do a fair take on something.
Yeah.
Your job is as a politician is to cater to your constituents, cater to your community. If you're not doing that, you know, everyone should be angry about that. So that's not being mean. You're doing the American.
I don't know why more people aren't more angry, honestly.
No, I agree.
People get mad because I'm so angry and I yell a lot. And I'm like, look around. Why are you not yelling? Why are you not yelling?
No,
like this is it's mind-boggling to me.
It is. It really is.
Wardeer said Misty is my spirit asshole.
Oh my God, spirit asshole.
Asshole. You gotta use that too. Do it.
Oh my God.
We're on fire today.
Spirit asshole. Shirt.
That's a t-shirt.
Wardeer is MVP of this stream.
No, seriously.
Real talk.
Misty, he's part of your marketing team now. He's gonna do your shirts. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Hired.
So I don't know if that needs to be a shirt though. But that's some funny shit, and I'm gonna tweet about it probably.
Oh man.
Oh, it makes my cheeks hurt a little bit actually. Whew. All right. Anyways, okay, so we gotta wrap. It is 9 o'clock.
Heard. We had too much fun.
Yeah, and this has been like a really weird conversation, but that's par for the course of the show. It's gone like a whole lot of different directions. I don't even really remember what we talked about, honestly.
Right.
A little bit of everything. Okay, so tell everybody where they can find you, what you have coming up, whatever else you need to plug, let everybody know about, do that thing.
All right, so on Twitter, you can find me at IAM4M4A on Twitter. Also, you can follow us at March for Medicare for All. You can go to our website. That's all spelled out.org. Currently, right now, we're working on our UN action. Right now, we still have a petition still going on. We're about starting doing work groups for that, which is really cool. I'm really excited about the UN action that we're doing. We just finished the Rich and Neil action we had just passed this Saturday. And right now we're currently focusing on other politicians to apply pressure to. So we're also focusing on that as well. We're still working on like who to go after next. So we took Rich and Neil. So now we're thinking about what other politicians should we target. And we're going to keep having each month, we're having a different action leading up to the next year's March. Because we want to have a march again next year, make it annually, so we all come out. Hopefully, we have bigger than 56 marches next year. Hopefully, we have 106 or something like that. You know, which is really cool. So,
yeah, that's amazing. I'm really excited to see how the UN action goes. That's an interesting approach. So,
right. So, and that's the thing too, actually, about the whole the amending the Constitution. So, after the UN action, so right now we're doing research on the complaint filing. So, we're going to do our data, then file the complaint, send off to the UN, and then hopefully have a demonstration in front of the UN in regards to this. Say, hey, we sent you a complaint. We want you to hear our complaint. We want you to hear the grievance that we actually have. That we don't. Like healthcare is a human right. We don't have healthcare for every American, which is gross. Following that, the next step is getting the Constitution Amendment. I want to really get the human. I want to get the human rights. Healthcare is a human right on the Constitution. I think that's I think it's a tall order, but I think it's something we can actually do. And I think it will be an easy campaign. I want to get as many states, as many people involved in that. So that's something that I'm really excited about. I think it'll be really helpful.
And if we don't get it, shut it down.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact. Okay, so the only thing I have for you guys before we wrap up is next week on the show. I'm really excited. We have Danny Highfall coming on. I'm super pumped. He and I have been mutuals on Twitter for a very long time, and I've been trying to get him on the show, but it's always been like some weird scheduling thing or some, you know how it goes. So Danny Highfall is going to be on next week at 7. So definitely check in for that. It's going to be amazing. And then obviously the Action for Assange vigils are every Tuesday at 9 Eastern, and then every Saturday at 1 Eastern. I have no idea what's coming up because Andrew does most of that shit, and I just show up when I'm told to. Let's see, what else do I have? I don't think we have anything for facts right now. We just released a whole bunch of shit, and then I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh, the End the Damn Wars protests are coming up on the 11th. In DC, there's a whole weekend of actions, the 10th, 11th, and 12th, I think.
Yep.
So if you're in the DC area, please show up. If you're not in the DC area, find a local event. There's like some sister protests going on. If you can't find one near you, be one. Grab a poster board and a Sharpie and be a protest.
There's one in Sacramento as well.
Yeah, there's one in Sacramento.
I think there's one in every major city. Every major city. There's one in New York for sure.
Yeah, I think there's one in New York. I know there's one in Sacramento because I think
Mhm.
Steve's going to go to that one. I think Pasa's going to go out for that one. So if you're in the Sacramento area, go join the crew up there. I think there might be one in Denver. But yeah, just check out the website, or you can go to Magnus's feed. And actually, Magnus at 9:00 just started a stream. So if you want to go check out the Unity or Die podcast, he's got a stream at 9:00. And then, as always, go to Sleepy Josh's Twitter feed, which is at abortu, ABORTU. And there's some crazy noise going on. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, and go to his buy me a coffee link and buy him a coffee, because legit I couldn't do the show without him, and he does a ton for everybody. So yeah, go and support him, and support each other. We need each other. We are all we have, y'all. We really are. Shareef, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. War Deer, legit.
Oh, thank you, Miss. I love you.
Yeah.
I love you. I love Sleepy. I love all the work that you guys do. You guys do great. Seriously, I'm just honored to be here.
Yeah, we love you too, dude. And I appreciate all the work that you're doing, and I can't wait to see what you do next. So thanks for coming on. And everybody, we will catch you next week with Danny Hythong. Later, dudes.
Bye, guys.